Chapter 1076, Zhang Yushu's Crisis. Continue. With Commander Wang around, it won't be long before we can clear out the entire Seamount region. It can also be considered to be a hidden threat to our Holy See town. This time, we have to thank Commander Wang. Speaking of the last time when the monsters attacked the city, Commander Wang also massacred everywhere. The Immortal Phoenix mercenary group became even more famous after one battle. Commander Wang and his subordinates seem to have become even stronger. Over 100 squads continued to advance forward. Some of the experts from the Holy See town were chatting in low voices. The students from the 3 major academies were also discussing among themselves. Not long ago, Wang Xian had managed to destroy the dire wolf and the commander this time. It could be said that Wang Xian was in the limelight. It was not an exaggeration to call him the #1 person in the 3 major academies. His unparalleled strength, terrifying insight, and powerful commanding ability made the genius students from the 3 major academies pale in comparison. Suppressing all the prodigies from the 3 major academies? Haiwen heard the conversation of the people around him and his face turned gloomy. He snorted coldly. As a genius with a powerful background, he was now being suppressed by someone of the same age. This filled him with jealousy. Moreover, this fellow had embarrassed him time and time again. This made him, who had always been proud, extremely angry. A fellow with a bloodline. When he cultivates to the peak of the bloodline, I'll see how arrogant you are. Just wait and see. Haiwen comforted himself in his heart. As he looked at the few teams under his control, his mood slightly improved. However, when he thought of that fellow commanding all of them, he felt uncomfortable again. They kept pushing forward. After passing by the group of 8-clawed ferocious beasts that they had just encountered, there were no ferocious beasts that had gathered together. The push was still going on. More than 2,000 people were searching the mountain peaks and killing the 8-clawed ferocious beasts one by one. Young Master Hai, there are treasures. In front of a mountain peak at the bottom of the sea, an excited voice shouted at Haiwen. What treasure? Haiwen impatiently looked at the young man in front of him. In the Ocean Academy, the most famous name was Haiwen's name. Most of the students in the academy called him Young Master Hai. Green vine fruit, it's green vine fruit, Young Master Hai. The young man pointed to the sky, lowered his voice and shouted excitedly. What? Green vine fruit? Haiwen's body trembled, and his face revealed an excited expression as he flew over. Young Master Hai, there are a few 8-clawed fierce beasts guarding it. There's a hole there, and a powerful aura is coming from it. I suspect that there might be a transcendent rank 6 8-eyed eel demon beast inside. The young man pointed at a spot about 500 meters above and said to him. All treasures have powerful beasts guarding them. Haiwen stared at the green vine fruit, his eyes slowly burning. However, even if there are transcendent rank 6 beasts, with our strength, we don't have to be afraid. His eyes flickered as he looked at the 3 transcendent rank 5 beasts surrounding the green vine fruit, then looked at the cave entrance. Zhang Yushu, your squad, come over here. Haiwen narrowed his eyes as he looked at Zhang Yushu and his men. Zhang Yushu had the strength of a transcendent rank 5 and led a squad. The people who followed him were all on good terms with him. The 2 young men who went to the auction together with him were also beside him. Why did that guy Haiwen call us over? One of the young men saw Haiwen calling them over and asked Zhang Yushu with a sullen face. I don't know. He's our company leader. Let's go over and take a look. Zhang Yushu hesitated for a moment. He looked at his team members and walked towards Haiwen. You 2 teams, come with me and kill those 3 fierce beasts. Haiwen saw them walking over and pointed at the 3 8-clawed fierce beasts that were attached to the mountain peak. Oh. That is. Green vine fruit. Zhang Yushu looked up and saw the fruit beside the 3 ferocious beasts. He was stunned. That's right, green vine fruit. Go and tie down those 3 ferocious beasts. Haiwan smiled and the corners of his mouth curled up. There is a hole beside the green vine fruit. There might be a demon beast, 8-eyed eel, in it. Let's just... Shut up. Even if there is one, it's at transcendent level 6. With my strength, it's enough to deal with it. Zhang Yushu looked up and frowned as he spoke. Before he could finish, he was interrupted by Haiwan. He stared coldly at Zhang Yushu. Obey the order, go up. But, the commander-in-chief has said that if you encounter a demon beast, you must immediately report it. Zhang Yushu's expression was somewhat unsightly as he spoke. Which eye of yours saw a demonic beast? Zhang Yushu, you will enter the Ocean Cultivator Corps in the future. The most important thing in the Corps is to obey orders. You are disobeying orders, and you still want to enter the Ocean Cultivator Corps? Haiwan stared at Zhang Yushu with a cold expression. Zhang Yushu and the others' expressions changed slightly. Now that they were on a mission, they wouldn't be worried at all if someone else used this matter as an excuse. However, if Haiwan said these words, if he intentionally used this matter to cause some trouble to the Ocean Cultivator Corps, it would definitely be a fatal blow to their future. The most ideal way for the students of Shanghai Ocean Academy was to enter the Ocean Cultivator Corps. Alright, but if there are demonic beasts inside, we will immediately report it. Zhang Yushu and the others looked at each other and said with a dark expression. Just do your own thing. Haiwan said to them with a mocking expression. He liked the feeling of controlling others the most. Let's go. There are 3 transcendent level 5 beasts. We need 2 teams to work together. Zhang Yushu looked at the team leader beside Haiwan and said in a deep voice. All right. The young man who had just started reporting nodded. The group of 20 moved and immediately flew towards the location of the green vine fruit. Be careful. There might be even more powerful demonic beasts in that cave. Zhang Yushu reminded in a low voice as he looked at Haiwan who was following beside him. The surrounding people nodded. Haiwan licked his tongue as he held a defensive spirit tool in his hand. He stared at the green vine fruit with a burning gaze. Attack! When they were 100 meters away, 3 8-clawed ferocious beasts with a huge head had already discovered them. Zhang Yushu gave a light shout as the weapon in his hand emitted a green light as he directly attacked a transcendent rank 5 ferocious beast. Haiwan and the rest of the group also unleashed their attacks. The terrifying blade light and attribute attacks covered the bodies of the 38-clawed beasts. Boom! 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 When the attacks landed on the mountain peak, a muffled sound rang out. Hiss! One of the 8-clawed beasts had 4 of its claws sliced off, as it let out a terrifying sound. Whoosh! However, right at this moment, 8 terrifying white eyes suddenly popped out from the black hole beside the green vine fruit, and they stared coldly at them. Chapter 1077, The Son of General. The 8-eyed eel had 8 eyes, and each eye was extremely pale. The 8-eyed eel was a water attribute demonic beast, and its eyes could release magical powers. With 8 eyes, it could release 8 magical powers at most. Its limit was also to advance to Transcendent Level 8. When the 8-eyed eel came out of the cave, everyone immediately felt their bodies turn extremely cold. Not good, it's a demonic beast. Zhang Yushu saw the 8-eyed eel coming out of the cave and his expression changed slightly. He quickly shouted. Shut up, continue to attack. Hold on for 10 seconds. Haiwan saw the 8-eyed eel coming out of the cave and was slightly shocked. However, he quickly roared. How could he call for help at this time? Once a Transcendent Level 7 expert came over, the green vine fruit would no longer belong to him. He wanted to put the green vine fruit away before calling for help. So, at this time, the 8-eyed eel peeked out from the hole, its eyes shooting out a cold glint as cold water arrows shot towards them. Its body drilled out, at least 5 meters long. Its head was huge, and it had a snake-like body. Attack! Haiwen roared and waved the sword in his hand, creating a 100-meter vacuum in the sea. The vacuum was torn toward the eight-eyed eel. Zhang Yushu and the others looked serious as they slashed their weapons. Buzz! One of the eight-eyed eel's eyes flashed with a blue ball of light. The ball of light came out of the eye and slowly grew bigger, enveloping its entire body. One after another, attacks landed on the eight-eyed eel's body, causing faint ripples. It shook its body, and its huge tail began to turn white. The surface of its tail began to freeze, directly charging towards them. Good timing. Zhang Yushu held a spirit tool in his left hand, and his eyes revealed an excited expression as he directly went up to meet the attacks. Pang! Pang! The eight-eyed eel's frost-white tail directly swung onto Zhang Yushu's body. However, at the instant it struck, a thin stream of water appeared on his body, and the stream of water blocked all the attacks. Zhang Yushu's body moved and he fell down. The eight-eyed eel didn't see Haiwen who was hit. It ignored him and attacked Zhang Yushu and the others. Ha! When Haiwen saw that the eight-eyed eel didn't attack him anymore, he moved and flew towards the green vine fruit. With a wave of his arm, he kept the green vine fruit into his interspatial ring. Not good, please help. However, Zhang Yushu and the others, who were facing a transcendent level 6 eight-eyed eel, had a huge change in expression. They hurriedly shouted. Trash! Haiwen, who had just kept the green vine fruit, heard this shout and said disdainfully. However, he had already obtained the green vine fruit. Even if there were experts coming over, he would be fine. Aw! At this moment, a scream was suddenly heard. He turned around and realized that 3 people had actually died under the attack of the eight-eyed eel. Haiwen frowned and a hint of impatience could be seen in his eyes. What a piece of trash! Teacher, request for reinforcements. He immediately shouted out loud. The 3 level 7 extraordinaire powerhouses nearby immediately looked over and flew over quickly. What's going on? Wang Xian and the 4 level 8 supernatural realm experts looked down from the sea and raised their eyebrows slightly. I'll go and take a look. The old man from the Ocean Academy heard this familiar voice. His body moved and he immediately flew down. Wang Xian's eyes flickered. When he saw the eight-eyed eel, he frowned slightly. Not far away from the eight-eyed eel, there was a familiar figure. Someone's dead. I'll go over and take a look. Wang Xian scanned the area. His eyes sparkled. After saying that, he flew towards that location. The old man and the president of the East Ocean Academy hesitated for a moment before flying over as well. Boom! When Wang Xian flew over, the eight-eyed eel had already been killed. His gaze swept across the surroundings and landed on Zhang Yushu's body. There was a huge wound on his chest. The wound almost took his life. What's going on? I told you to report immediately if you encounter any demonic beasts. How could you still be attacked by demonic beasts? Wang Xian took out a transcendent level 6 pill and passed it to Zhang Yushu. He swept his gaze across the surroundings and asked in a deep voice. 4 young men died at the hands of the eight-eyed eel. It should be the demonic beasts that suddenly came out from the cave. They didn't react in time when they were attacked. Standing beside Haiwen, the old man who was at supernatural level 8 from the Ocean Institute suddenly spoke. He looked at Haiwen and asked worriedly, Are you alright? Uncle Jiang, I'm fine. Haiwen shook his head. Wang Xian raised his eyebrows and looked at Zhang Yushu beside him. He opened his mouth and his eyes flickered. However, after a moment of hesitation, he looked at the old man from the institute. It's inevitable that there will be casualties in the wild. Demonic beasts are too cunning. That's right. It's already lucky that only 4 people died in this operation. The old man from East Sea Academy and the president of the Hiring Association shook their heads helplessly. A few middle-aged men who were at Transcendent Level 7 were prepared to collect his body. Who plucked the green vine fruit by the entrance of the cave? Wang Xian pointed at the remaining green vine fruit by the entrance of the cave with an expressionless face and asked directly. Huh? The people around were slightly stunned as they looked at the location that Wang Xian pointed at. What? I discovered the green vine fruit and risked my life to obtain it. Haiwen raised his head slightly and said with a displeased expression when he saw Wang Xian discovering the green vine fruit. Your team members were attacked by the 8 ideal, yet you still have the time to pluck the green vine fruit. A hint of coldness appeared in Wang Xian's eyes. He patted Zhang Yushu, who was beside him, and said, Speak. Tell us everything that happened just now. You. Haiwen stared at Wang Xian with anger in his eyes. He looked at Zhang Yushu coldly. Phew. Zhang Yushu took a deep breath and said with a solemn face, Captain Haiwen called our team over just now. He wanted us to attack the green vine fruit that was guarding them together with him. There was a deep hole beside the green vine fruit. We suspected that there were more powerful demon beasts or fierce beasts inside, but Captain Haiwen didn't let us ask for help and asked us to attack together with him. After we attacked together, an 8 ideal drilled out of the black hole. I didn't expect Captain Haiwen to dodge the attack of the 8 ideal and pick the green vine fruit after he blocked it with a defensive spiritual artifact. In the end, 4 of our comrades were killed during this period of time. Zhang Yushu said with a bad expression. Haiwen's background was too big. It would be a disaster for the Zhang family if they were to offend him completely. Zhang Yushu, you better think it through before you say anything. Haiwen stared at him coldly. He was full of threats. Then what explanation do you have? Wang Xian stared at Haiwen coldly. I have nothing to explain. Haiwen tilted his head and said disdainfully. Good. As the captain, you caused the death of 4 members because of your selfish desires. You deserve to die. Chapter 1078, Under the Sun of General. Wang Xian's cold voice rang out. His eyes were filled with killing intent as he stared at Haiwen. The long sword in the hand of a golden swordfish not far away shook slightly. Whoosh! When Wang Xian finished his sentence, a golden swordfish attacked him directly. Stop! Wang Xian actually dared to let his subordinate kill him. His expression changed drastically. The old man from the Ocean Academy also changed drastically. He shook the long sword in his hand and stood directly in front of the golden swordfish. Stop! He shouted again and looked at Wang Xian with an extremely embarrassed expression. Student Wang, it's not good to kill someone before we have a detailed understanding of the matter. Then let him tell us how these 4 people died. Since I'm the commander of this mission, I have to be responsible for everyone. Wang Xian pointed at the corpse on the ground with a cold expression and looked at Haiwen. The one who died was a member of our Ocean Academy and a student of the East Ocean Academy. We will settle this matter. The old man from the Ocean Academy said with an embarrassed expression. You will settle it? Wang Xian looked at him with a cold smile on his face. He shouted softly, Everyone, come here. Everyone, come here. Wang Xian's voice instantly spread to the ears of everyone around him. Those who didn't know what was going on had astonished expressions on their faces. Let's go over. Commander Wang is calling us over. I don't know what's going on. Let's go. With an order, everyone rushed over. What are you doing? Haiwen's expression changed when he saw Wang Xian calling everyone over. He stared at Wang Xian and shouted in a low voice. Tell me what happened just now. Wang Xian stared at him expressionlessly. What did I say? What does their death have to do with me? It's because they are too weak. Haiwen gritted his teeth and glared at Wang Xian as he shouted loudly. As the captain, you asked your team members to cover you to pick the green vine fruit. Do you think it has anything to do with you? I said, report immediately if you encounter any demonic beasts. Why didn't you report it? Wang Xian narrowed his eyes and said coldly. What's going on? Someone's dead. What's going on? The group of people who had just arrived saw the corpse beside them and were astonished when they heard their words. Commander Wang, our oceanography school will settle this matter. We will handle it ourselves. The old man from oceanography school walked slowly to Hai Wen and stared at him with a solemn expression. We are not in your oceanography academy now. I am in charge of the mission now. A student from your oceanography academy has caused the death of 4 people due to his selfish desires. Your oceanography academy is the backup force of the army of ocean cultivators and is managed in a regimental manner. I would like to ask, how do you resolve this situation? The corners of Wang Xian's mouth curled up slightly as he spoke coldly. The situation seems to be that the captain of the team who is at Transcendent Level 6 has discovered the green vine fruit. However, there might be danger in that cave. In order to obtain the green vine fruit, he didn't request for reinforcements. Instead, he ordered his subordinates to help him block the attack. In the end, 4 of them died. This bastard sacrificed 4 of his comrades just to obtain the green vine fruit. This is a crime that deserves death. If he were to be placed in the ocean core, he would be killed immediately. Some of the surrounding students and the experts from Holy Sea Town looked at Hai Wen and whispered with disdain. Only the students from Ocean Academy frowned as they watched this scene. How to resolve this is our Ocean Academy's matter. We don't need to trouble the king to command us. The old man from Ocean Academy said in a deep voice. People like this should be killed immediately. That's right. Just like Commander Wang said, we are not in your Ocean Academy now. We have to obey the rules outside. They should be killed. Damn it, betraying your own teammates. People like this should be fed to fierce beasts. However, as soon as the old man finished speaking, a few middle-aged men around him said indignantly. All of you shut up. When Hai Wen heard the words of the people around him and everyone's disdainful eyes, his face revealed an angry expression. He roared loudly with a ferocious expression. How arrogant! I really don't know how Ocean Academy nurtured such a fellow. The president of Holy Sea Town's Employment Association pointed at Hai Wen with an angry expression as he spoke. He's here with us now. According to the rules, even if we don't kill him, we have to cripple him. An expert at Transcendent Level Rank 7 echoed. Shut up, old geezer. There's still the few of you. If you dare to kill me, I'll see that you're courting death. Hai Wen pointed at each and every one of them with a malevolent expression. HMH, such a despicable person. You won't shed tears until you see the coffin. The Hiring Association's president's expression changed slightly, and he directly raised the staff in his hand. If any of you dare to touch me, your entire family will die. Hai Wen directly pushed aside the old man in front of him, and his gaze was cold and disdainful as he stared at the Hiring Association's president. Forget it. At this moment, the long-bearded old man from the East Ocean Academy who was riding a bird and beast frowned and said faintly, the ones who died were students from the East Ocean Academy and the Ocean Academy. We will settle this matter. As he spoke, he looked at Wang Xian. I really want to know how powerful his background is. He actually protected him so much even after he caused the death of your students. Wang Xian smiled faintly and said. The faces of the instructors of the 2 academies changed instantly when they heard this. The students of the East Ocean Academy and the Ocean Academy around them also had ugly expressions. The ones who died were their classmates. They were killed by someone. However, the academy still had to protect the person who caused their deaths. Instantly, everyone felt a sense of sympathy for the dead rabbit. Some of the students stared at Hai Wen with anger in their eyes. My father is Tsunami Sky. If you have the guts, try touching a single strand of my hair. Hai Wen pointed at Wang Xian with an embarrassed expression and shouted arrogantly, just you wait. Today, he was extremely furious. He was despised by everyone around him. It was all because of this fellow. He stared at Wang Xian with a hint of killing intent in his eyes. Tsunami Sky. When everyone around heard this name, they were slightly stunned. Then, they sucked in a breath of cold air. Tsunami Sky was the commander of the army of ocean cultivators, the general of Star Moon Kingdom, and a powerhouse at the insightful Void tier. No wonder he dares to be so arrogant. No wonder even the instructors of Ocean Academy and East Ocean Academy have to protect him. Everyone had an embarrassed look on their faces. When Wang Xian heard the word Tsunami Sky, he was also slightly stunned. After all, this was the son of a void interpretation expert, the leader of the Ocean Corps. The son of a top-notch expert. No wonder he dared to be so unbridled. He even dared to threaten me at this moment. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes slightly and said faintly. From the beginning, when he saw that Deputy Leader Meng of the Ocean Corps was very enthusiastic about Hai Wen, he felt that his identity was not simple. However, he did not expect that he had such a huge background. He was the son of an insightful emptiness realm expert and a general. So what if I threaten you? Humph. Hai Wen stared at Wang Xian with disdain and snorted coldly with a little malevolence. Chapter 1079, Crippled. So what if he threatened you? When Haven's arrogant voice sounded, everyone's faces revealed an embarrassed expression. A guy, because of his own selfish desires, caused the death of 4 companions, and now he even pointed at the commander and said that he threatened you. This kind of arrogant behavior made everyone have an impulse to kill him. However, no one dared to make a move. The general's son, the descendant of a void interpretation expert, who dared to touch him. Just as he said, as long as someone dared to touch even a hair on his head, what they would face next might be the revenge of a void interpretation expert. Especially, there was a Riding Wind battle team here in Holy Sea Town, a large battle team of the Ocean Cultivator Army. This battle team was all his father's subordinates. At this time, even if he said these words, no one would be able to do anything. His background was too strong. It was so strong that no one dared to make a move. When the few instructors of the Ocean Cultivator Academy heard Hai Wen's arrogant voice, the corners of their mouths twitched and they turned their faces to the side. However, they didn't say anything. Speaking of which, they were all subordinates of Hai Wen's father. Are you threatening me? When Wang Xian heard his words, his eyes flickered slightly. A hint of killing intent appeared in the eyes of the 11 golden swordfish at the side. Huh? The old man from the Ocean College, the old man from the East Ocean College, and the president of the Employment Association of Holy Sea Town instantly sensed the killing intent of the golden swordfish. The 3 of them changed their expressions slightly. Don't take yourself too seriously, Commander-in-Chief. Do you believe? Alright, young Master Hai. However, Hai Wen didn't sense the killing intent of the golden swordfish at all. He continued to speak arrogantly. When the old man from the Ocean College saw this situation, he hurriedly interrupted him. Humph, I'll go back first. Hai Wen did not say anything else. He noticed the disgruntled expressions of the people around him and knew that he could not stay here any longer. He snorted coldly again and wanted to leave. He turned around. The students from the 3 major academies and the experts from Holy Sea Town had ugly expressions on their faces. However, they still took the initiative to open up a path. Crash. At this moment, 4 figures blocked the path directly. Their cold eyes were filled with killing intent as they stared at him. Did I let you go? At the same time, a cold voice was heard, causing Hai Wen to stiffen up. He turned around with a gloomy expression and stared at Wang Xian with his dark eyes. How dare you stop me? Commander Wang. The old man from the Ocean Academy also looked at Wang Xian with an unpleasant expression. Although all of this was Hai Wen's fault, he couldn't let anything happen to him no matter what. The ones who died were the people from the East Ocean Academy and Ocean Academy. If you don't care, I won't get involved in this mess. However, if you dare to threaten me, it won't be so simple. Wang Xian looked at the old man from the Ocean Academy and revealed a cold expression. Do it, cripple him. Wang Xian looked at the golden swordfish and the rest and said immediately. Wang Xian, don't cause trouble for yourself. The old man from the Ocean Academy shouted loudly. The aura on his body trembled and the aura of an extraordinary level 8 powerhouse was emitted directly. The few instructors at the side also held their weapons tightly and stared at Wang Xian with an embarrassed expression. Clang! 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 However, at this moment, a golden sword ray came from the surroundings and locked onto the 5 people from the Ocean Academy. The terrifying sword ray could be seen floating around the 5 of them with the naked eye. The expression of the old man from the Ocean Academy changed drastically. He looked at the golden goldfish that had locked onto them with a hint of fear in his eyes. 4 of them were at Transcendent Level 8 and 4 of them were at Transcendent Level 8. Whoosh! The other golden swordfish moved. With a flash, he appeared beside Hai Wen. Hai Wen's face was filled with shock. Everything happened in a split second. He could feel that someone was grabbing his neck tightly. There was no time for him to react. Stop! If you dare to make a move, the general will not let you off. The old man from the oceanography school shouted in shock. Everyone was stunned. Wang Xian actually dared to make a move on the general's son. This was simply offending a general and an insightful void martial artist. He would not be able to stay in the entire Star Moon Kingdom in the future. Bang! The old man from the oceanography school responded with a palm. The palm landed heavily on Hai Wen's chest. Ah! A scream came from his mouth. His eyes were wide open and filled with disbelief. You guys actually dared to cripple me, you deserve to die. Hai Wen's eyes were in a trance. He stared at Wang Xian with his face twisted from the pain and spat out traces of blood. Continue to threaten me? Wang Xian said to him with a cold smile. Wang Xian, how dare you? How dare you make a move? The old man from the Ocean Academy was trembling slightly. He stared at Wang Xian and growled in a low voice. Wang Xian looked at the old man and sneered. He was a little disdainful. I really don't know how an insightful void martial artist has such a foolish son. So what if I kill him? His words caused the old man's expression to change again. So what if I kill him? At most, he wouldn't stay in Star Moon Kingdom anymore. He would go to other kingdoms. You are an insightful void martial artist, so what if you are a general? What can you do if you kill and run away? Wang Xian's words also stunned everyone. 2 words appeared in their minds, you have guts. However, at this moment, Hai Wen was panicking. A hint of fear flashed in his eyes. The other party dared to attack him directly. If he was really killed, he would be finished. He only had 1 life left. He was afraid and his body was trembling. Please, don't kill me. Please, I was wrong. Hai Wen swallowed a mouthful of saliva. He looked at Wang Xian hurriedly and kept on saying. He begged for mercy. He begged for mercy. The tough ones were afraid of the tough ones. The tough ones were afraid of the tough ones who didn't care about their lives. When he thought about how Wang Xian dared to kill him, his arrogance from before completely disappeared. He begged for mercy with a face full of panic. Wang Xian looked at him mockingly. If you let me go, I will definitely not seek revenge in the future. Let me go. When Hai Wen saw his expression, his heart was even more terrified as he shouted loudly. Student Wang Xian, don't be rash. Don't be rash. The old man from the Ocean Academy was filled with panic. Damn, he didn't expect Hai Wen to be so stupid and arrogant. He also didn't expect Wang Xian to be so reckless. Now, just 5 of his underlings had displayed the strength of a level 8 extraordinary. They didn't have the strength to save Hai Wen. Now, They could only hope that Wang Xian wouldn't be so rash. When the surrounding people saw this scene, they felt very pleased. Even the students of the Ocean and East Ocean Academies were filled with excitement. They looked at Wang Xian with admiration. The death of 4 students made them feel like a fox mourning the death of a rabbit. Wang Xian's actions made him feel that the resentment in his heart had eased a little. If it was not because they were afraid of Hai Wen's background, they would have cheered for him long ago. Looking at Haven, they looked at him mockingly. So what if he was threatening you just now? Now he's begging you not to kill me. Chapter 1080, Server. Cripple him. Everyone's gaze was focused on Wang Xian. In the end, Wang Xian did not choose to kill him. If he were to kill him, the consequences would be that the entire Ocean Cultivator army would come after him immediately. At that time, many of his plans would be disrupted. Keeping him alive would allow him to completely offend a void interpretation stage powerhouse. However, the other party would not attack him directly. Especially when they were so far away from each other, this would give him a lot of time. As long as he settled the matter of the demonic beasts attacking the city and obtained the corpses of the demonic beasts, Wang Xian might not be afraid of an insightful emptiness realm expert. Therefore, for the sake of his next move, he had to endure it. If he wanted to kill a cripple in the future, with the strength of the Dragon Assassin organization, unless he stayed by his father's side 24 hours a day, he would definitely die. Bang! After Wang Xian finished his sentence, the golden swordfish's palm landed on Hai Wen's body again. Ah! A scream sounded again. Hai Wen, who was grabbed by the golden swordfish, fainted like a puddle of mud. Continue with the mission and resolve the crisis in the Sea Mountain region as soon as possible. Wang Xian looked at Hai Wen, who had not fainted, and said to everyone. The golden swordfish that was holding on to Hai Wen threw it in front of the old man from the Ocean Academy. He caught it quickly. Continue, continue. Come, continue with the mission. Other than the few instructors from the Ocean Academy who looked extremely embarrassed, everyone else smiled and shouted loudly. Phew, send young Master Hai back. A few of the Oceanic Academy's instructors looked at the unconscious Hai Wen. His entire body had been crippled. Although his father's strength could cure him, his cultivation could be considered completely crippled. It would take at least 7 to 8 years for him to completely recover. How satisfying. Damn it, this fellow is simply too arrogant. He's crippled well. It would be even better if we could kill him. It might be troublesome if we kill Commander Wang. However, it's interesting to see that guy's fear from the beginning to the end. The son of the general is amazing. HMH, he killed 4 of his teammates and the instructors of the academy are still protecting him. We can't let our son go to the Ocean Institute in the future. It's too trashy. A bunch of students from the Ocean Institute don't even dare to fart. Ha, the bunch of cowards from the East Ocean Institute and the Ocean Institute. Our student Wang Xian from the Demon Hunters Institute is the best. Hey, you guys can't say that either. After all, this guy is the son of the general. We don't dare to offend him. However, it's all thanks to student Wang Xian this time. It's so satisfying. The group proceeded forward. Some of the powerhouses from the Demon Hunters Institute and the Holy Sea Town were chatting excitedly. When the students from Ocean College and East Ocean College heard this, they were a little unhappy. However, they were all supportive of Hai Wen's abolition. In an instant, Wang Xian's prestige had reached its peak. Even the students from the other 2 colleges were filled with admiration. The people from Holy Sea Town were filled with admiration. One by one, they started to talk about Wang Xian. From the leader of the Celestial Phoenix mercenary group to the domineering attack just now, all of them felt their blood boiling. However, I'm afraid that guy will take revenge on Commander Wang. He should take revenge, but Commander Wang isn't easy to deal with either. He actually has so many extraordinary level 8 experts under him. His strength is also very terrifying. Finally, everyone spoke slowly. When they arrived at a mountain peak, they ended their conversation and continued to deal with the hidden dangers of the eight-eyed eel. Commander Wang, you have to be more careful in the future. On the surface of the sea, the president of the hiring association looked at Wang Xian with admiration and reminded him. Don't worry. Wang Xian smiled. He was extremely vigilant in his heart. If that fellow's father really came, he would have to hide for a while. However, Commander Wang, don't worry. Currently, the Holy Sea town is in imminent danger. At this time, even the commander of the Ocean Cultivator Corps wouldn't dare to kill the meritorious officers guarding the city. The president of the hiring association said with a smile. This time, it was Hai Wen who was at fault first. Moreover, it was during a critical period. If a void interpretation stage powerhouse really dared to attack the meritorious person guarding the city at this time, not to mention his reputation as a commander, even the Star Moon Kingdom wouldn't agree. Wang Xian smiled faintly. He didn't believe what the president of the hiring association said. As a void interpretation expert, a top-notch expert in the entire Star Moon Kingdom, the Star Moon Kingdom might not hold him accountable if he were to kill someone. However, he wouldn't be too worried. Since the person wasn't dead yet, a void interpretation expert wouldn't come over. The operation continued. It was likely that the eight-eyed eel sensed the threat from Wang Xian and the rest. After searching all the mountains and killing 10,000 to 20,000 eight-clawed ferocious beasts, it thoroughly searched the entire sea mountain region. It's about time. Although we didn't encounter the eight-eyed eel race, they are no longer a threat. Let's go back. The president of the Employment Association of Shanghai Town scanned the surroundings and said to Wang Xian. Okay, let's go back. Wang Xian nodded his head slightly and shouted softly, let's return to the city. Yes. The group of people flew out from the sea and followed behind Wang Xian. They flew directly towards Shanghai Town. Phew, if we don't count the 4 people who were killed, it can be said that none of us died this time. This is all thanks to Commander Wang. On several occasions, he was able to discover stronger ferocious beasts and eight-eyed eels that were lying in ambush in advance. The 11 subordinates under Commander Wang are so strong too. The 5 to 6 people who attacked were all at Transcendent Level 8. It can't be that all 11 of them are top-notch experts at Transcendent Level 8, right? On the way back, everyone looked at Wang Xian's back with respect. His strong insight and powerful subordinates were simply invincible. Qian Hu pursed his lips as he listened to the conversations of the experts from the 3 major academies and the Holy Sea town. He, who had always been unconvinced and wanted to win back a city, was utterly terrified. While he was still thinking of fighting for the leadership position of the Demon Hunters Academy, Wang Xian had already become the leader of the 3 major academies and the Holy Sea town. Furthermore, when he saw that Wang Xian had directly crippled Hai Wen, he immediately shrunk his head. Damn it, there were so many subordinates of an extraordinary level 8 powerhouse. If he was in Hai Wen's shoes, he might have already died. Even his father might have been raped. He couldn't afford to offend him. He couldn't afford to offend him at all. Qian Hu, come over here and apologize to Wang Xian. At this moment, his father's voice suddenly rang in his ears, causing him to be slightly stunned. Following that, a bitter smile appeared on his face. He knew that his father had to admit defeat. Regardless of whether he had offended the captain of the Ocean Cultivator Corps or not, at the very least, Wang Xian wasn't someone they could afford to offend. It was better for him to admit defeat and apologize as soon as possible. Qian Hu didn't hesitate at all. With a move of his body, he flew directly toward Wang Xian. Chapter 1081, Before the Storm. Don't apologize to me. Think about how to explain to the academy about the students who were killed by you. In the sky above the ocean, Wang Xian looked at Director Qian and Qian Hu were standing in front of him and said expressionlessly. The death of the students of the Demon Hunter College had nothing to do with him. Just like the East Ocean College and the Ocean College, he wouldn't delve into it. Everything was a matter of the academy itself. To them, Wang Xian was just a passerby. It would not be long before he left the Demon Hunter College. Director Qian and Qian, whose expressions were a little ugly. He did not expect that Wang Xian would ignore them even if he came to apologize to them personally. However, when they recalled how Wang Xian dared to attack the son of an insightful void martial artist, they fell silent. Leave the command of the Demon Hunter College to student Wang Xian. We will definitely cooperate. Even in the face of Wang Xian's cold face, Director Qian still lowered his attitude and said respectfully. Okay. Wang Xian nodded his head lightly. The few instructors from the East Ocean Academy beside him had some understanding. So the reason why the Demon Hunters Academy suffered losses when they rushed here was because they didn't listen to Commander Wang's orders. No wonder. Commander Wang's insight is simply heaven-defying. His commanding ability is also very strong. I feel like he can see every angle. Some of the people following behind heard the conversation in front of them, and a look of realization appeared on their faces. Soon, this matter spread to the people behind them. He crippled all of my cultivation, crippled all of my cultivation. I want to kill him, kill him. However, at this moment in Holy Sea Town, when Hai Wen woke up from his coma and felt the energy in his body, a ferocious expression appeared on his face as he roared indignantly. Young Master Hai, please calm down first. When you return, the general will be able to completely heal your injuries. The old man by the side said with an ugly expression. Calm down. Others have already crippled me, how can I calm down? Hai Wen stared at the old man with a ferocious expression. I want to kill him, kill him. The old man saw his condition and didn't dare to say anything. The young masters who were high and mighty were suddenly crippled. He, who hadn't experienced any hardships, couldn't accept it at all. Where's Vice Regiment Commander Meng? Where's Vice Regiment Commander Meng? Hai Wen suddenly stood up and stared at the old man with a ghastly pale face. Young Master Hai, I don't know whether Vice Regiment Commander Meng has returned or not. The old man shook his head and said with a bitter face. Let's go. Hai Wen directly walked out. His body became anxious and he almost fell to the ground. The old man beside him hurriedly helped him up. This made his face even paler. He directly walked towards the mayor's mansion. When he had just arrived at the mayor's mansion, the members of the Wind Riding Squad happened to be walking towards him. However, at this moment, there were only about 3,000 people in the 5,000-man squad. Many of them were walking on the ground. It was obvious that the Wind Wildebeest had already been sacrificed. Walking at the front, there was a long wound on Vice Regiment Commander Meng's chest. The wound had already stopped bleeding, but it looked extremely serious. Oh. The old man from Ocean Academy was shocked when he saw the heavily injured Wind Riding Squadron. He hurriedly went forward to welcome them. Vice Regiment Commander Meng, you guys? We've encountered an ambush. Although we managed to kill the Scarlet Fish Craftsman Beast, the Wind Riding Squadron has suffered heavy losses. Deputy Captain Meng's expression was extremely grave. When he looked at Hai Wen, he was slightly stunned. Xiao Wen, your body. Uncle Meng. Hai Wen's face revealed an aggrieved expression. He walked over with a pale face and said, Uncle Meng, you have to stand up for me. That Wang Xian actually ordered his men to cripple my cultivation. You have to avenge me. Wang Xian. Deputy Captain Meng extended his hand to check Hai Wen's body. His expression was extremely unsightly. Xiao Wen, didn't you tell him your identity? I did. Hai Wen nodded. His expression was a little distorted. I told him my father's identity, but he... Alright. Even though he knows that he's the son of the captain, he still dares to make a move. Deputy Captain Meng's face revealed a ferocious aura. Coupled with the wounds on his body, he looked like a god of death. His eyes flashed with a cold murderous intent. Xiao Wen, I'll settle this matter for you. Thank you, Uncle Meng. A pale smile appeared on Hai Wen's face. His eyes were filled with excitement. I wonder how Deputy Captain Meng is doing. Wang Xian and the rest returned to Shanghai town. The president of the hiring association looked at the dark sky outside and said softly. There shouldn't be a big problem. After all, with the strength of the Riding Wind battle team, it should be easy for them to destroy a group of ferocious beasts. The long-bearded old man from the East Ocean Academy said in a deep voice. N. The president of the hiring association nodded. After all, the Riding Wind battle team was 1/4 of the strength of the Ocean Cultivator Corps. If they couldn't even annihilate a group of fierce beasts, how could they defend East Ocean City? I think that with Commander Wang commanding the battle from now on, Holy Sea Town can still be defended. Director Qian, who was at the side, smiled and flattered. As the crowd spoke, a few experts flew directly toward the mayor's residence. When they landed in front of the hall, they saw Deputy Commander Meng sitting in the center with injuries all over his body. Beside him sat a young man, Hai Wen. The mayor was sitting in the lower seat, and his expression was very ugly. Deputy Leader Meng, Mayor. The president of the hiring association walked over, cupped his hands and shouted. Take him down. However, Deputy Leader Meng's voice suddenly rang out. Whoosh! 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 In the surroundings, one figure after another attacked Wang Xian's position. Hee hee. Wang Xian revealed a faint smile. Whoosh! 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 Behind him, 11 golden swordfish charged out directly. Their eyes were fixed on the 3 figures who had charged out. Boom! Deputy Captain Meng squinted his eyes slightly. He stood up and stared at Wang Xian coldly. Even though this young man had extraordinary insight, he had helped the Riding Wind battle team once not long ago. However, Hai Wen was the son of his general and the only descendant. He dared to cripple the son of the general. No matter who he was, he would have to pay a terrible price. The aura of a half-step void interpretation was emitted directly, causing the expressions of everyone in the hall to change slightly. Deputy Leader Meng, the great calamity of Shanghai town is at hand. Aren't you guys being too cold-hearted by doing this? The mayor of Shanghai town who was sitting at the side sighed and said, also, does Deputy Leader Meng know what happened? Deputy Leader Meng, let's talk things over. Let's deal with the threat of Shanghai town first. The hiring association's leader saw Wang Xian's 11 subordinates standing beside him. His expression changed drastically as he said hurriedly. Let's talk about it after we kill him. Hai Wen stood up slowly and stared at Wang Xian with a ferocious expression. His eyes were filled with the excitement and malevolence of revenge. Chapter 1082, Killed and Left. In the main hall of the mayor's residence, the entire atmosphere became solemn. Hai Wen stared at Wang Xian with a murderous look. Vice Captain Meng also stared at Wang Xian with a cold expression. The aura from his body suppressed the entire mayor's residence. Beside Wang Xian, the 11 golden swordfish all unleashed their extraordinary level 8 strength as they stared at Vice Captain Meng coldly. When the mayor, Jin Qianyuan, and the president of the hiring association saw this scene, they looked extremely embarrassed. Now that the Holy Sea town was facing the greatest crisis in its history, such a situation had occurred internally. Deputy Commander Meng, the ferocious beasts are about to reach the Holy Sea town. If the Holy Sea town is lost, I will definitely report everything to the king truthfully. At that time, even General Hai will have to bear the responsibility. Jin Qianyuan looked at the soldiers who were gathered around the Riding Wind battle team. His face was solemn as he stared at Deputy Captain Meng slowly. He stood up and said, "Shut up. He must die today." Hai Wen roared with a ferocious look on his face. His eyes were fixed on Wang Xian. Deputy Captain Meng's cold eyes swept across the 11 experts around Wang Xian. He then looked at Jin Qianyuan and said, "Defend the city. There is an army of ocean cultivators here." "Ha, a bunch of trash. They want to kill me." However, Wang Xian, who was standing in the middle and treated as a lamb waiting to be slaughtered, laughed out loud. He swept his gaze across the surroundings and landed on Hai Wen. His eyes were filled with killing intent. "Initially, I had already spared your life. However, you didn't cherish it. You dare to be arrogant in front of me?" When Deputy Captain Meng saw how arrogant Wang Xian was, a look of disdain appeared on his face. He extended his arm and a wave of destructive energy shot towards him. "You're courting death. Since you guys want to avenge him, I'll kill him first." "Ha!" Wang Xian laughed out loud. In an instant, a wave of darkness burst out from his body. The darkness instantly enveloped the entire hall and even the outside. Bang! Wang Xian's arm shook and transformed into a dragon claw. It went straight for Deputy Captain Meng's energy arm. The powerful collision caused Deputy Captain Meng's energy arm to dissipate. "Oh no, he's very strong." When his strength collided with Wang Xian's, Deputy Captain Meng's expression changed slightly. He was actually able to block his attack head-on. Even though the attack was just a casual attack, it was difficult to block it without the strength of a level 9 extraordinary. However, at this moment, he had fallen into the darkness and could not see anything. Supernatural powers, light and darkness. Wang Xian had only released darkness. With his current strength of a level 7 extraordinary, he could unleash the strength of a peak level 9 extraordinary even if he was in his human form. It was a piece of cake for him to block Deputy Leader Meng's attack. He could even tremble for a moment when facing the injured Deputy Leader Meng. However, Wang Xian didn't get entangled with him. With a thought, Hai Wen, who was within the range of the supernatural ability, appeared beside him instantly. Wang Xian's palm grabbed Hai Wen's neck directly. "Ah, Uncle Meng, save me." The battle in an instant left Hai Wen completely dumbfounded. When he was plunged into darkness, he had no ability to resist since his cultivation was crippled. "Bastard, let him go." Deputy Leader Meng's face was filled with shock and anger. He didn't expect Wang Xian to hide such terrifying strength. Damn it, he was just a young man. How could he unleash the strength of a level 9 extraordinaire? With his current condition, it would take some time to take him down. Furthermore, there were 11 top-notch level 8 extraordinaire powerhouses beside him. "Let him go. I have already let him go today. He is seeking his own death. If not for the fact that Shanghai town is in danger now, all of you would have died." Wang Xian roared loudly. His voice spread across a radius of a few kilometers. The students from the 3 major academies and the people from Shanghai town who had just returned and were resting were slightly stunned when they heard this voice. "What's going on? Holy shit, what's going on?" Everyone immediately raised their heads. Some of the students even flew into the sky and looked towards the hall of the mayor's residence. "Wang Xian, don't court death. Let him go quickly. Otherwise, our ocean cultivator army will definitely not let you go." Deputy Captain Meng shouted sternly when he saw Wang Xian grabbing Hai Wen. "Ha, you guys didn't think of letting me off just now. Do you guys think that I will let him off this time?" Wang Xian laughed out loud. His eyes were filled with killing intent as he stared at Hai Wen who was in front of him. This damn fellow had messed up his plan. "No. I won't kill you. Don't kill me. No, I promise that I will not take revenge." Hai Wen felt the intense killing intent from Wang Xian and revealed a terrified expression. He shouted loudly again. "Coward, do you think I will let you off twice?" Wang Xian stared at Hai Wen coldly. With a wave of his hand, he threw it directly at Deputy Leader Meng. "Die. Don't. No, no. Stop." Bang. The sound of an explosion was heard and Hai Wen's body exploded in midair. You deserve to die. Go to hell. Deputy Leader Meng looked at Hai Wen, who had turned into a cloud of blood mist. He felt like his eyes were about to split open. His only son of his commanding officer had died in front of him. He could not absolve himself from the responsibility. Deputy Captain Meng, don't think that you can keep me here. Wang Xian waved his arm and lightning-struck wood appeared in his hand. He waved his arm forward. Wood World Descent. Fire Dragon's Flame. Boom. Wang Xian did not hesitate to place the two supernatural powers in front of him. The terrifying Wood World descended and covered the entire sky above the mayor's residence. Following that, flames rose up. Deputy Captain Meng's expression changed slightly. With a shake of his arm, the yellow soil that filled the sky appeared out of thin air and headed toward the burning wood world. What a terrifying supernatural ability. Is this the true strength of that young man? Dual attributes of wood and fire. The strength of this Commander Wang is so terrifying. He is not at the level 7 extraordinary like what others have said. The mayor, Jin Qianyuan, and the president of the hiring association were shocked as they watched the battle that erupted from Wang Xian. Their faces were filled with shock. What the fuck? Student Wang is so powerful. This. Hai Wen was killed by Wang Xian. Damn, that guy was the one who asked the vice captain of the Ocean Corps to avenge him. Wang Xian killed him. How shameless. Why do I feel that the people from the Ocean Corps are such trash? When they were drifting in the Holy Sea town, they even wanted to have an internal war. Damn it, they deserve to die. This Deputy Captain Meng isn't a good person either. Wang Xian had helped them a lot not long ago. Around them, the crowd heard the sounds and attacks coming from the mayor's mansion. All of them said indignantly. In their eyes, Wang Xian was undoubtedly a hero. However, a hero had to be attacked by an evil person because this evil person had a deep background. This made everyone feel like they had a common enemy. Chapter 1083, was touched. Wang Xian, come over quickly. Hide here. When everyone around was staring at the mayor's residence with furious faces. After Wang Xian released his attack, he left gracefully. He wasn't flustered at all when he faced Deputy Captain Meng. He could even play with them for a while. He was the only one who made a move earlier. The strange demon hiding in the surroundings had yet to make a move. Once the strange demon made a move, there was a high possibility that he could destroy the entire team of the Hurricane team. Just as Wang Xian was about to leave, the voice of a girl came from below. He was slightly stunned and looked down. Hurry up, it's too late. Jin Luyan waved her hand at Wang Xian anxiously and urged him. Wang Xian hesitated for a moment. He smiled and landed directly in the courtyard below. Ao Jian and the rest immediately hid in the surroundings. Dong 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 dong. When he landed in the courtyard, an urgent sound suddenly rang out. Wang Xian raised his head and looked at the tower. At this moment, the clock on the tower was ringing non-stop. Jin Liuyan's expression changed drastically when she heard the sound. Her face was filled with worry. The bell is ringing. The crisis of Shanghai town has arrived. You must hold on. Don't be like Shilai town. Otherwise, we will be finished. Sounds of crying could be vaguely heard from outside. Hurry up, Wang Xian. Hide quickly. Jin Luyan walked to Wang Xian's side and pulled him as she said. Don't worry. They can't do anything to me. Wang Xian smiled and followed him into the room. Phew, that guy, Hai Wen, is really a bad guy. However, he is the son of the general. You have to be careful in the future. Jin Luyan quickly closed the door and reminded Wang Xian with an unpleasant expression. She had a good impression of Wang Xian. However, she could tell that Wang Xian didn't have any feelings for her. However, this wasn't to stop them from becoming friends. Don't worry. With the sound now, could it be that the ferocious beasts have arrived? Wang Xian said to Jin Luyan. The sound of the horn bell was still ringing. It sounded urgent and urgent. Clearly, the situation outside could be very dangerous. Yes. The sound of the horn bell ringing 5 times represents the highest level of warning. Now that the horn bell is still ringing, Shanghai town might be in a life-and-death situation. Jin Luyan said with a pale face. Luyan, Luyan. At this moment, an urgent voice came from outside. Jin Luyan's expression changed slightly. She looked at Wang Xian and whispered, "It's my father." "It's all right. Open the door." Wang Xian hesitated for a moment and shook his head. Jin Qianyuan had no ill intentions towards him. Furthermore, he was not in the same group as the ocean cultivators. If he found out that he was here, he would pretend that he didn't see him. All right. Jin Luyan nodded and opened the door. Luyan, you will be following me from now on. Jin Qianyuan's anxious voice was heard when the door was opened. However, he stopped mid-sentence when he saw Wang Xian inside. He frowned slightly and shook his head helplessly. You should escape quickly. If the Ocean Cultivator Army's commander arrives, you won't be able to escape even if you want to. Father, Vice Commander Meng didn't chase after us, right? Jin Luyan asked hurriedly. No. Jin Qianyuan's face turned cold when he mentioned Vice Commander Meng. If Vice Commander Meng didn't insist on avenging Hai Wen, they would have greater confidence if the Holy Sea Town, the Riding Wind battle team, Wang Xian, and his subordinates were here to defend the city. Now that Wang Xian had been chased away, they had lost 1 level 9 and 11 level 8 extraordinaires. Although there were only 12 of them, their strength was equivalent to most of the strength of the Holy Sea Town. Now that they had been forcefully chased away, if the Holy Sea Town couldn't defend it this time, he would take a huge risk and report him to the king. Now that the fierce beasts have appeared at the East Gate, West Gate, South Gate, and North Gate, they have completely surrounded Holy Sea Town. In this battle, we can only win, not lose. The East Gate and North Gate have the most fierce beasts. The East Gate will be guarded by the Wind Riding Squad, while the other 3 gates will be guarded by the experts of Holy Sea Town. Luyan, you follow me. If anything happens, Father will take good care of you. Jin Qianyuan said with a sullen face. It was obvious that the current situation had exceeded his expectations. The ferocious beasts are attacking us now. When Wang Xian heard Jin Qianyuan's words, a hint of surprise and joy appeared on his face. He stood up immediately. They are attacking us. Moreover, the number of ferocious beasts has exceeded our expectations. We have already requested for reinforcements from Donghai City, but we have yet to receive a reply. Jin Qianyuan looked at Wang Xian and did not hide anything. Is that so? Wang Xian's eyes flickered. I will help you defend the city. What? Jin Qianyuan was slightly stunned. A hint of excitement flashed across his eyes as he looked at Wang Xian in disbelief. I will defend one of the city gates while the Riding Wind battle team will defend the East Gate. Leave the North Gate to me. Wang Xian's eyes lit up. Before the general of the Ocean Cultivators Army arrived, the ferocious beasts had already arrived. He could definitely use this period of time to harvest the corpses of a large group of ferocious beasts. In this way, he could make up for some of his losses. It's true. Jin Qianyuan's face was filled with excitement. He couldn't believe it. Now that the Ocean Cultivators Army was trying to kill him, he even helped the Holy Sea to guard the city. This move touched Jin Qianyuan deeply. Of course it's true. Wang Xian nodded with a smile. Thank you, thank you. Jin Qianyuan couldn't help but grab Wang Xian's arm and said emotionally, I thank you on behalf of all the people of the Holy Sea Town. Phew. As he said that, Jin Qianyuan took a deep breath, with slightly red eyes, he said, "If the leader of the ocean cultivators is really here, I will inform you immediately. When the time comes, you can escape immediately and help us defend the Holy Sea town. Even if I, Jin Qianyuan, offend General Tahai, I will not let anything happen to you." It was true love in the face of life and death. Look at this young man. Even when the ocean cultivators were chasing after them, he still helped them to defend the city. This action was worthy of the gratitude of the people of the entire Holy Sea town. This reminded him of the last time when the monsters attacked the city. He still rushed to the outermost part of the city and killed countless ferocious beasts. He was touched. Wang Xian looked at Jin Qianyuan, who was so touched that his eyes were slightly red. He was slightly stunned as he knew that he had misunderstood. However, it was fine if it was a misunderstanding. In order to kill the ferocious beasts, he was helping the Holy Sea town in disguise. Furthermore, with the mayor of the Holy Sea town providing him with information, he would be able to avoid the intruders if they came. There's no need. The Holy Sea town is half my home. Wang Xian smiled faintly. Thank you. Jin Qianyuan bowed deeply and looked at him. Commander Wang, let's go out. Everyone from the Riding Wind battle team is already at the East Gate. Let's go to the North Gate. Okay. Chapter 1084, Listen to my command. There are so many bone scarabs, at least hundreds of thousands of them. Moreover, there are tens of thousands of green heron fire beasts in the sky. We can see a lot of beasts above Transcendent Rank 6 at a glance. Can we defend it? If we can't defend it, we're finished. Right now, the 4 city gates are all attacked by beasts. We have to defend it. Otherwise, this time, it won't be like Shilai Town, where 600,000 to 700,000 people will escape. If Holy Sea Town is breached, millions of people will die. I heard that it's a group of ferocious beasts controlled by the blood savage beast. They are trying to devour our blood to evolve themselves. At this moment, at the East Gate, the city wall was filled with countless people. All the experts in Holy Sea Town were gathered at the East Gate. Looking at the dense ferocious beasts coming from thousands of meters ahead, everyone's faces were filled with shock. Fuck, if I had known earlier, I wouldn't have accepted this mission of Holy Sea Town. Some of the mercenary groups that came from East Sea City also frowned when they saw this scene. Their faces were solemn. There were too many ferocious beasts, and the level of the ferocious beasts was far beyond everyone's expectations. Those mercenary groups that accepted the mission had a regretful look on their faces. It should be fine. With the experts from the Riding Wind battle team and the Half-Step Void Interpretation Deputy Commander of the Ocean Legion, defending the city shouldn't be a problem. Some people comforted themselves in their hearts. Fuck, Commander Wang actually left. If Commander Wang and his subordinates stayed behind, it would definitely be a powerful fighting force. Yeah, just now, Commander Wang exploded out with the strength of a rank 9 transcendent and directly resisted Deputy Commander Meng's attack. His strength was extremely terrifying. If there was a Commander Wang, the strength of defending the city would increase by a lot. I really didn't expect that the Ocean Cultivator Corps would do such a thing for their own selfish desires. Fuck. Commander Wang is here to help our Holy Sea Town. Moreover, he seems to be a member of our Holy Sea Town. Now, he wants to escape. At a place on the city wall, more than 10 experts of Holy Sea Town said angrily. What's going on? What happened? Who's Commander Wang? The other people on the city wall heard their conversation and asked curiously. Without hesitation, the experts of St. Sea Town told them everything. Fuck, he's so fucking arrogant. After killing 4 people, he still dares to threaten the commander. In the end, he even asked the deputy commander of the Ocean Corps to take revenge for him. This is too shameless. I didn't expect the Ocean Corps to do such a thing. Fuck, Commander Wang killed well. This arrogant guy should be killed. However, this ocean core is really not human. Shoo, keep your voice down. The people of the ocean core are still down there. The people were talking indignantly. Soon, the news spread around. Soon, most people learned about this matter. At this moment, some students of the 3 academies on the city wall were very dissatisfied with the actions of the Ocean Cultivator Army. Even the students of the Ocean Academy began to waver in their faith. Would they join such an army in the future? However, no one dared to speak loudly, for fear of being heard by the Ocean Cultivator Army outside the city wall. After all, they were still needed to defend the city. At the West Gate, the South Gate, and the North Gate, news of this matter spread, and many people's faces were filled with anger. Facing such an arrogant rich second generation, no one didn't hate them. At the same time, the ocean cultivators, who had helped the enemy, were also condemned by them. Everyone, concentrate and prepare to face the enemy. Behind us is our home. If we lose, our children and our families will become the food of the fierce beasts. We must defend Holy Sea Town and fight. At the North Gate, the president of the Hiring Association looked at the densely packed ferocious beasts and shouted loudly. Everyone immediately stopped their condemnation and looked forward. Their eyes were filled with nervousness and determination. The mayor is here. At this moment, the voice of a city guard came from behind. Wang Xian, Jin Qianyuan and the rest flew directly to the position of the president of the Hiring Association. It's Commander Wang. It's Commander Wang. Why is Commander Wang here? Isn't he? What? He's the Commander Wang that you guys are talking about. The position of the North Gate was filled with people from Shanghai Town and Shilai Town who had fled here. When they saw Jin Qianyuan and Wang Xian arriving, their eyes landed on Wang Xian and they revealed a look of surprise. Commander Wang, you. The president of the Hiring Association looked at Wang Xian and spoke with some respect. He then looked at Jin Qianyuan. Commander Wang is a member of Shanghai Town and is willing to fight for Shanghai Town. If there are any other situations, Commander Wang will leave immediately. Everyone, pay attention. Commander Wang is an expert at Transcendent Level 9 and his 11 subordinates are also at Transcendent Level 8. With his help, we will definitely be able to defend our home. Jin Qianyuan said with a hidden meaning. Thank you, Commander Wang. Thank you very much. On the city wall, everyone looked at Wang Xian with a face full of gratitude as they spoke loudly. Wang Xian was slightly ashamed. He came to Shanghai Town for a large number of ferocious beast corpses. He didn't expect them to thank him so much. He felt slightly ashamed. He looked at the front of the city wall. All the people of Shanghai Town were standing behind the city wall. They were looking at the battle with pleading faces. The 700,000 to 800,000 people in the city walked out and stood there silently. It was a life and death battle. Listen to my command. I, Wang Xian, will guard the North Gate. It will not be broken. Those who are good at close combat, follow me out of the city to kill the enemy. Those who are good at supporting, stand below the city wall. Those who are good at long-range attacks, stand on the city wall. Wang Xian moved his body and flew into the sky outside. He shouted softly. 11 golden swordfish immediately stood by his side and looked at the ferocious beast race that was slowly approaching. Yes. The president of the Hiring Association shouted with excitement, follow the king's command and charge. Defend our Holy Sea Town. Kill. I'm invincible. Follow the king's command. Behind him, many warriors who were at least at Transcendent Level 3 flew out of the city. They stood on the ground and shouted loudly. Wang Xian revealed a smile on his face as he looked ahead. His eyes sparkled with a strange luster. The first wave of ferocious beasts, wood-attributed ferocious beasts. Their weakness lies in the purple spots at the bottom of their necks. Wang Xian looked over and immediately saw the weakness of the wood-attributed ferocious beasts. He shouted loudly, "Get ready, fight!" Yes. It wasn't just the 5 species of ferocious beasts that attacked Xinghai Town. There were about 10 of them, which was far beyond Xinghai Town's expectations. The wood devil was a type of wood-type ferocious beast that didn't belong to the aquatic species. More than 100,000 wood devils were rushing towards Xinghai Town with loud noises. Chapter 1085, Strategized. Get ready for battle. Get ready for battle. Get ready for battle. At the same time, roars could be heard from the 4 city gates of Xinghai Town. The ferocious beasts were already in front of them. The battle had begun. The people of Xinghai Town heaved a sigh of relief. The West Gate and the South Gate had the fewest ferocious beasts. Xinghai Town had a defensive formation. Under the formation, the weak ferocious beasts could not break through the city gates and enter the town. Long-range attack, kill. At the North Gate, Wang Xian looked at the ferocious beasts 1,000 meters away and ordered loudly. Kill. An earth-shattering sound of killing rang out. Everyone who was standing on the city wall of Xinghai Town was blushing red. Everyone raised their staffs. Dense energy gathered towards the city wall. Red flames, blue water swords, green wind blades. Long-range attacks covered the thorny wood demon thousands of meters away. It was overwhelming. Although the people of Holy Sea Town were relatively weak, there were more people guarding the city. Among 1.7 million to 800,000 people, 400,000 to 500,000 had reached transcendence. Among them, there were nearly 100,000 who were above transcendence level 1. There were also tens of thousands of people at the North Gate. The attacks launched by tens of thousands of people also caused great damage to the Thornwood demons. The Thornwood demons were the first wave of ferocious beasts that came to seek death. Most of them were at level 2 or 3 of the extraordinary realm. Continue, don't stop. Wang Xian stood in the air and commanded loudly. After a round of attacks, at least tens of thousands of Thornwood demons were killed. However, these Thornwood demons were fearless as they attacked Xinghai Town. The attacks on the city wall continued. In just 20 seconds, 70,000 to 80,000 thorny wood demons' corpses had fallen in front of them. However, at this moment, the thorny wood demons had also charged over. The thorny wood demons had 2 black legs, and their upper bodies were strangely shaped like tree demons. The thorny wood demons at the back were slightly stronger than the ones who had just sent themselves to their deaths, and they were usually around rank 3. Use supportive attacks and supernatural powers on the warriors at the front. Charge. When the wood devil was 500 meters away from the city wall, Wang Xian ordered loudly. Yes. A group of warriors who were good at supportive attacks stood at the bottom of the city wall and immediately charged at the warriors at the front. They released supportive energy onto their bodies. Charge. The 5,000 to 6,000 warriors charged at the wood devil without any hesitation. They held their weapons in their hands and charged at the wood devil at the front. Each of them had water currents and earth armor buffs on their bodies, allowing their combat strength to far exceed their usual level. Boom! 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 At this moment, the 11 golden swordfish did not hesitate at all and directly charged towards the center of the formation. Charge into the formation and break the formation of the ferocious beasts. 11 golden swords descended from the sky and directly opened up an empty space in the group of ferocious beasts. With a single strike, at least 5,000 to 6,000 thorny wood demons were killed. Kill. The people from Xinghai Town also clashed with the thorny wood demons. Rays of sword rays slashed forward. The thorny wood demons waved their arms and numerous thorns attacked the experts from Xinghai Town. The bitter battle began. Wang Xian stood in the sky and watched the battle quietly. This was only the first wave of ferocious beasts. He didn't make a move but watched the entire battlefield. As the battle progressed, the people of Shanghai town below relied on the support of the people behind them and their own powerful strength to kill the Thornwood demons one by one. The Thornwood demons fell one after another. If Yin Xian is here, with her special sound wave support, I'm afraid this group of ferocious beasts wouldn't dare to attack. Wang Xian stood in the sky and thought of the powerful sound wave support from Tang Yin Xian and the dolphins. That kind of support came from the mind. Not only could it increase one's strength, but it could also reduce the enemy's attacks. The group of people below the city wall didn't have any professional training support. On the contrary, they were much weaker. Huh? Wang Xian looked down and moved his arm slightly. At the spot where he placed it, a middle-aged man was fighting against the dozen wood devils in front of him. A thorn fell on his body, causing him to stagger. The earth armor that was supporting him from the back was directly destroyed. His expression changed slightly. However, at this moment, a thorn suddenly appeared from behind and attacked his chest. His expression changed drastically, and despair appeared in his eyes. It's over. Bang! However, at this moment, a wooden shield floated in front of him, completely blocking his body. He was slightly stunned, and hope of surviving appeared on his face. He sensed the source of the energy and raised his head, his face filled with gratitude. Thank you, Commander Wang, for saving my life. He roared and continued to fight with a face full of fighting spirit. Fight! Fight! Wang Xian stood in the sky. The lightning struck wood in his hand would point downwards from time to time and release wooden shields. Thank you, sir, for saving my life. Ha, thank you, sir. Fight! In a war, especially a war against 100,000 or even 100,000 ferocious beasts, one would die if one was not careful. This was a very normal situation. However, with the terrifying insight of the light and dark fire dragon eyes in the sky, Wang Xian was able to detect the people who were in danger in time. At the moment, Wang Xian had the void interpretation level lightning strike wood in his hand. If he wanted to release the wood shield to help them defend, he could do it in an instant. Therefore, every life-threatening person was saved easily by Wang Xian. Commander Wang is so awesome. He is able to control the entire battlefield while standing in the sky. He is able to accurately save every life-threatening person. He is too strong. Such terrifying control over his strategy. Commander Wang is simply too amazing. Not a single one of our men died. I'm impressed. He is really too awesome. With Commander Wang around, we are really lucky. We can withstand any kind of ferocious beasts attacking the city. Lord Wang and his men are also very powerful. They have already killed 20,000 to 30,000 ferocious beasts. On the city wall, the people of Holy Sea Town were excited when they saw this scene. They felt that as long as Wang Xian was here, Holy Sea Town would definitely be able to defend itself. Jin Qianyuan stood on the city wall and looked at Wang Xian in shock. Standing in the void, he could save the people who almost died with just a casual touch. This kind of control gave him a feeling of being able to dominate the world. He could not do this at all. Perhaps only an expert at the insightful void level could do this. However, at this moment, the battle continued at the East Gate, West Gate, and South Gate. However, the situation there was a little more intense. Even if the cavalry squadron was at the East Gate, they were still facing the place where the attacks were the fiercest. They suffered heavy losses. In the first wave of attacks, they had lost at least a few hundred people. Although a few hundred people weren't much, this was only the beginning, the weakest beginning. Chapter 1086, guarded the city by himself. Since the Thornwood Devil has been destroyed, everyone should return to the bottom of the city wall to rest. Consume the pills immediately. All the support that can alleviate fatigue should be given to the warriors. The ferocious beasts are approaching from behind. Everyone, be prepared. Don't let your guard down. The further you go, the stronger the ferocious beasts are and the faster their attack speed will be. It will be much more difficult for me to save all of you. No one can let their guard down. Otherwise, death will await all of you. Wang Xian stood in the sky and looked at the thorny wood demon who was about to be killed. He told everyone. Yes. The group of people who were fighting in front of them had an excited look on their faces. After witnessing Wang Xian's strength, all of them responded respectfully. They immediately came to the bottom of the city wall and started to recover. A group of people who were supporting them released water energy, light energy, and wood energy to relieve their fatigue and help them recover. In addition, with the help of elixirs, the group of people who had only fought for more than 10 minutes could recover very quickly. However, Wang Xian was not optimistic. The Impala demon was just the beginning. Looking into the distance, Wang Xian narrowed his eyes. A group of blood-red figures appeared in the distance. Their blood-red bodies were slightly decomposed, and one could see fresh blood flowing outside. Wang Xian revealed an astonished expression. Blood Shadow Walker. His pupils constricted slightly. Wang Xian only found out about Blood Shadow Walker after he had a better understanding of Blood Barbarian demonic beasts. Blood Shadow Walker was equivalent to weaker Blood Barbarian demonic beasts. These Blood Shadow Walkers could absorb fresh blood to greatly enhance their strength. In other words, when they fought in pools of blood, they could greatly enhance their recovery ability and were extremely difficult to deal with. However, these Blood Shadow Walkers were extremely rare. Unexpectedly, there were about 70,000 to 80,000 of them on the battlefield. Behind them, there are blood savage beasts controlling them. 1, 2, 3, 5 of them. All of them are at Transcendent Level 9. Wang Xian looked over and mumbled, other than the 5 blood savage beasts at Transcendent Level 9, there should be more than 10 blood shadow walkers at Transcendent Level 8. There were also 20 to 30 Level 7 blood shadow walkers, and hundreds of Level 6 blood shadow walkers. Their strength was too terrifying. If it weren't for me, it would be impossible to defend with the strength of Shanghai town. However, the position of the North Gate is not the main battlefield. The most aggressive one is the East Gate. What kind of terrifying ferocious beasts and demonic beasts would be at the East Gate? Wang Xian thought to himself. However, he shook his head immediately. His main objective was to hunt for ferocious beasts. If he could collect all the corpses of these blood shadow walkers, he would have profited greatly this time. The people who came to attack the city this time will be very strong. There will be 9 transcendents at level 5, 15 at level 8, 31 at level 7, and more than 200 at level 6. Wang Xian's voice spread across a radius of a few kilometers. When everyone heard this number, their faces turned pale. Even Jin Qianyuan was slightly stunned. A look of despair appeared on his face. No. No way. This is clearly not the main battlefield. How could there be such a terrifying ferocious beast here? It's over, it's over. Oh my God, our holy sea town is completely finished. In an instant, everyone's faces were filled with panic and despair. Those ordinary people in Holy Sea Town who hadn't even reached the transcendence level instantly felt their vision go black and their hearts were filled with fear. Their strength hadn't reached the transcendence level yet. It would be difficult for them to escape. We can fight. When Wang Xian sensed the despair on the faces of the people behind him, he raised his eyebrows slightly and spoke with fighting spirit. We can fight. It was only 2 words, but his tone was filled with strong confidence. Everyone was slightly stunned. They looked at Wang Xian hurriedly with excitement in their eyes. Wang Xian held the lightning strike wood in his hand. An azure dragon slowly emerged from the lightning strike wood and circled around his body. In everyone's eyes, this scene was akin to a god descending to save them. We can fight. Commander Wang said we can fight. Fight. Commander Wang could have escaped, but he still stayed here. If he said he can fight, He will definitely fight. Fight, fight, fight. Everyone had excited expressions on their faces as they roared loudly. For a moment, everyone on the city wall roared loudly with their faces flushed red. Stand in battle formation. Their voices resounded throughout the world. This was the power that Wang Xian had brought them. The Blood Shadow Walker has arrived. This time, the opponent is very strong. Everyone, don't split up. Look after each other and cooperate with each other. This time, I can't save all of you anymore. Next, I will launch the first wave of attacks. All of you follow closely behind. Wang Xian shouted softly and moved his body. He floated thousands of meters in front of him and stood there. 11 golden swordfish stood at the side, waiting for the arrival of the Blood Shadow Walkers. Get ready. Jin Qianyuan's eyes revealed a determined look. He moved his body and flew down. Mayor, your injuries haven't healed yet. The president of the hiring association saw Jin Qianyuan flying over. His expression changed slightly and he said hurriedly. If we don't fight now, when will we wait? Jin Qianyuan's face was filled with fighting spirit. He stood in front of the group of warriors and shouted, Fight! Fight! The people of Holy Sea Town behind him were also filled with excitement. They knew that the mayor was severely injured. Now that he was able to fight alongside them, everyone was touched. Hee hee. Wang Xian, who was floating in the sky, smiled faintly. If they couldn't expose the dragon thorns, they would be able to kill all the 70,000 to 80,000 Blood Shadow Walkers by themselves. However, even if the strange demon doesn't make a move, they can still fight. Wang Xian revealed a confident expression. Roar! 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 The Blood Shadow Walkers let out roars that shook the sky. Coupled with their terrifying bodies, everyone felt a chill in their hearts. At the back, 5 blood-savage demonic beasts were hiding among them, controlling them. 70 to 80,000 blood shadow strollers stared coldly in the direction of Holy Sea Town, carrying the smell of blood as they quickly walked over. They stepped on the thorny wood devil's corpse and blood, which made them even more excited. At this moment, everyone on the city wall held their breaths, staring at the fierce beasts charging at them. Everyone clenched their teeth and held their weapons tightly. The wood world has descended. Spirit enchantment. At this moment, Wang Xian's voice rang out. The lightning-struck wood in his hand emitted a dazzling bluish-green glow. The glow enveloped the dark sky. Buzz! He unleashed his full strength. Within a radius of 2,000 meters, trees that were 100 meters tall appeared out of thin air. There were over 1,000 trees, and every one of them was a towering tree. Under everyone's gazes, those trees seemed to open their eyes and come to life. Boom! 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 They released a terrifying might as they directly faced 70,000 to 80,000 blood shadow strollers. What kind of divine ability is this? It's so terrifying. Commander Wang is trying to block an army of 10,000 horses by himself. Block an entire city by himself. Chapter 1087 was guarding a city by himself. He was defending a city by himself. He was facing an army by himself. The descent of the wood world and the spirit enchantment had always been Wang Xian's most powerful combination of abilities. Now, with the addition of the lightning strike wood in his hands. The lightning strike wood was at the void interpretation level. The attack of the wood attribute was imbued with the lightning attribute. This time, the thousands of trees that descended from the wood world were emitting a faint lightning glow. Possessing spirits could give them intelligence. Even if their intelligence was not high, under the guidance of Wang Xian, they could double the power of the descent of the wood world. In front of the north gate, after the arrival of the thousands of trees that looked like tree demons, everyone had shocked expressions on their faces. The trees waved their densely packed branches and attacked the blood shadow walkers. Roar! The 70,000 to 80,000 blood shadow walkers showed no fear when they saw the incoming treants. They leaped up one by one. The dark red dark energy carried a strong corrosive force and attacked the group of treants. Attack! Wang Xian, who was standing in the air, pointed his lightning strike wood finger. Countless branches were waved at the blood shadow walkers. The weakest blood shadow walker at the forefront had the strength of a level 3 extraordinary. However, these trees were, after all, Wang Xian's strongest attack. It was almost comparable to a strike of a half-step void interpretation. At the instant when all the trees attacked, the blood shadow walker at the forefront died in large numbers under the countless branches. With just one attack, at least 7,000 to 8,000 blood shadow walkers had died. There were also a few thousand who were severely injured. Bang bang bang. While the blood shadow strollers were panicking, thousands of trees that were hundreds of meters tall waved their branches again. Roar roar roar. At this moment, a sharp sound came from behind the blood shadow strollers. This sound instantly calmed all the blood shadow strollers down, and their eyes that were almost dripping blood revealed a cold light. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Tens of thousands of blood shadow rambler directly jumped up, toward a group of trees attack. After all, the descent of wood is a supernatural power of Wang Xian, in terms of flexibility is somewhat inadequate. However, under so many trees, the second attack still easily killed 3,000 to 4,000 blood shadow walkers. Ho ho ho. The angry roar came again, and tens of thousands of blood shadow walkers trembled, and black raindrops attacked the trees. Bzzz bzzz. The black raindrops landed on the trees and made an uncomfortable sound. When the trees were under a certain amount of attack, they slowly dissipated. This caused the blood barbarian demonic beast that was controlled from behind to roar once again. More blood shadow walkers attacked the trees one by one. This is the time. Wang Xian smiled when he saw the tens of thousands of blood shadow walkers attacking the trees one by one. Flame of the Fire Dragon. A terrifying flame burst out from his hand and was released directly at the location where the wood world was descending. Wood-aided fire. The moment the flame landed on the wood world, a huge fire rose up. Hiss. 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 Roar. 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 The blood shadow walker who rushed into the wood world to destroy the trees was instantly covered in flames. The terrifying flames directly engulfed over 10,000 blood shadow walkers. How terrifying! Oh my god, wood and fire dual attributes. Too strong, too strong. Commander Wang's attacks are simply too strong. These two attacks from Commander Wang directly killed at least 30,000 blood shadow walkers, and almost half of them were wiped out. When the flames shone on the group of people on the city wall, everyone had shocked expressions on their faces. The two attacks had drowned out nearly 30,000 blood shadow striders. Almost half of them had been killed. Everyone looked at Wang Xian like he was a demon. Human, you deserve to die. A brutal voice came from the back. The voice was hoarse and didn't sound like a human. Wang Xian stared at the back with a cold expression. He raised the lightning strike wood in his hand and shouted, "Fight! Fight!" The people of Shanghai town behind them were excited. They raised their weapons and shouted loudly. Wang Xian's two attacks had helped them to finish off half of the blood shadow ramblers. If they couldn't hold on any longer, they would be useless. Ao Jian, all of you, charge with me. Wang Xian shouted softly. His eyes locked onto the 5 blood barbarian demonic beasts behind him. With a leap, he charged towards the back. Roar! Roar! One by one, the blood shadow walkers saw Wang Xian flying towards the back from the sky. They leaped up and attacked him. Thousands of blood shadow walkers flew up. Ao Jian and the rest waved their arms and 11 golden sword rays slashed at him. Clang! 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 The corpse of the blood shadow walkers, which had been split into two, fell to the ground. Kill him. A brutal voice came from behind. A group of blood shadow walkers, who were at Transcendent Level 8, attacked Wang Xian and the rest. At the same time, the 5 blood savage beasts, who were at Transcendent Level 9, also attacked. Whoosh! The 5 blood savage beasts were like ghosts. A blood shadow flashed and appeared behind Wang Xian in an instant. Its sharp claws attacked directly at his back. Humph! Wang Xian snorted coldly. His arm changed instantly and turned into a dragon claw that was 2 to 3 meters in size. The dragon claw collided with the blood barbarian demonic beast's attack. Boom! After the terrifying collision, the body of the blood barbarian demonic beast was sent flying backward. Wang Xian's eyes flashed. A stream of flames landed on the body of the blood barbarian demonic beast instantly. This was the flame of endless wood. Ah! The flames landed on its body, causing it to let out a miserable cry. The blood on its body churned, but it was unable to extinguish the terrifying flames. Bzzz bzzz. The demonic beast's face was filled with fear as the blood on its body churned. A large amount of blood wrapped around the flames and fell to the ground. Only then did it manage to escape the burning of the endless wood flames. Blood Demon Shadow. At this moment, the blood shadows that filled the sky suddenly appeared around Wang Xian. It was the supernatural ability of the Blood Demon Beast, Blood Demon Shadow. The Blood Demon Beast excelled in speed. Under the influence of the supernatural ability, Blood Demon Shadow, the 5 blood demons drew out tens of thousands of blood demon shadows and instantly surrounded him. A faint smile appeared on Wang Xian's face as he sized up his surroundings with his bewitching eyes. A blood demon shadow was attacking him, and Wang Xian acted as if he was going to receive it. However, a figure appeared silently behind him and attacked him. Assassinating? The strange demon can be considered your ancestor. A hint of disdain appeared in Wang Xian's eyes. He clawed at the back with his dragon claws. Go to hell, gold-shattering void. The dragon claws instantly turned golden in color. Gold-shattering void could be used for single-target attacks as well as area of effect attacks. As if can tear the void of the golden flash past. Chapter 1088, was guarding the city by himself. Ah! With a miserable scream, the blood barbarian demonic beast, who was at Transcendent Level 9, widened his eyes. His eyes were filled with fear. He could not believe it. He could not believe how Wang Xian had discovered him. The blood shadows that filled the sky were one of the most powerful abilities of the blood barbarian demonic beasts. Humph! Wang Xian waved his dragon claw and his body fell downwards. There was a hole the size of a human head on his chest. The single-target attack of the gold-splitting void penetrated his body directly. Kill him, kill him. Seeing one of their comrades being killed, the other 4 blood-savage demonic beasts roared furiously. All the blood shadows emitted the same sound, causing one to feel dizzy. Blood Demon Cross Kill. At this moment, a terrifying killing intent descended once again. The cross kill came from 4 different directions. The dark red cross that contained a powerful demonic aura was like the symbol of the cross of judgment. The space seemed to be filled with a vacuum. Accompanied by the blood demon cross kill were 4 ferocious and terrifying figures of 2 meters in size. Their sharp claws emitted a thick bloody stench as they attacked. These blood-savage demonic beasts are attacking one after another. An ordinary level 9 extraordinary expert wouldn't be able to withstand them at all. Wang Xian looked at the continuous terrifying attacks with a look of astonishment on his face. No wonder Vice Commander Meng had a long wound on his chest. If he were to face 10 or so transcendent level 9 blood demon beasts, he would be severely injured if he wasn't careful. For blood demon cross attacks arrived at the same time with the double killing intent behind them. Wang Xian stood there. The moment the blood demon cross attacks came, they penetrated through his body. The 4 blood barbarian demonic beasts were also a little stunned. Their attacks stopped instantly. Die! The lightning strike wood in Wang Xian's hand emitted a blue-green glow. The lightning surrounded it and drew a streak of lightning. It attacked a blood barbarian demonic beast directly. Roar! 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 The blood barbarian demonic beast couldn't dodge in time and sank into its head. The second blood barbarian demonic beast was dead. Whoosh! 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 Thorns extended out from the lightning strike wood and attacked the other 3 blood barbarian demonic beasts. At the same time, when Wang Xian was fighting against the 5 blood barbarian demonic beasts, the battle on the battlefield had erupted completely. Ao Jian and the 11 people were directly defending against the 15 blood shadow walkers who were at transcendent level 8. The 11 people had unified supernatural powers and unified sword moves. They were not at a disadvantage when fighting against the 15 blood shadow walkers. Ao Jian even used his supernatural powers to take them by surprise and directly killed a blood shadow walker who was at transcendent level 8. At the location closest to the North Gate, Mayor Jin Qianyuan and the president of the Hiring Association had already led the people of Holy See Town to engage in an intense battle with the blood shadow walkers. However, the people of Holy See Town were completely suppressed by the over 40,000 blood shadow walkers. Although Jin Qianyuan was injured, it was still very easy for him to unleash the strength of a transcendent level 8. The president of the Hiring Association was also a transcendent level 8 powerhouse. All the transcendent level 8 blood shadow walkers were held back by Ao Jian and the rest. The 5 blood savage beasts were also held back by Wang Xian. When they were faced with the blood shadow walkers who were not at level 8 transcendence, they did not feel much pressure. Jin Qianyuan and the president of the Mercenary Association were slaughtering the beasts in all directions. They were slaughtering the beasts one by one in a frenzy. On the city wall, the group of people were crazily launching attacks at the ground. The sky was filled with attacks, drowning the blood shadow walkers one by one. It's all thanks to Commander Wang. Otherwise, we would be finished. Ha, this is too easy. Commander Wang and his men are defending against the top-tier siege beasts. The mayor and the others are much easier. Did you see that? Commander Wang has already killed 2 transcendent level 9 beasts. He's too powerful. On the city wall, everyone heaved a sigh of relief. With Commander Wang at the North Gate, they had completely defended it. Everyone had a happy expression on their faces. Buzz! However, at this moment, everyone felt as if the entire Holy See Town had been shaken. In an instant, the noise on the entire city wall stopped. Even Jin Qianyuan and the others, who were slaughtering the blood shadow strollers below, had a slight change in expression as they hurriedly looked behind them. What's the situation? Why do I feel as if the entire city has been shaken? A young man revealed a shocked expression. He suddenly had a bad premonition in his heart. It's a formation. It's the great city-guarding formation of St. C Town. A powerful attack has landed on the formation. An old man exclaimed with a face full of shock. Buzz! When the old man finished speaking, the entire St. C Town trembled once again. Someone is attacking the formation. What's going on? Could it be that there are city gates that aren't guarded? What's happening at the other city gates? What's going on? The array formation trembled twice in a row, causing fear to appear on everyone's faces. The array formation was the last line of defense of the entire Holy See Town, and it was also the last desperate situation. This meant that the city gates were lost, which meant that Holy See Town had reached its most critical moment. This made everyone feel a deep fear. Once a city gate was breached, hundreds of thousands of fierce beasts would enter the city. This was a huge disaster for everyone. Retreat, retreat. At this moment, at the East Gate, Vice Regiment Commander Meng's face was filled with fear as he shouted at the cavalrymen. In front of them, there were hundreds of thousands of wandering sea demons. Behind the wandering sea demons, there were more than 30 blood barbaric demon beasts floating. 5 of the blood savage beasts stood in the center. Even if they were thousands of meters away, they could still feel the strong smell of blood on their bodies. 5 half-step void interpretation blood savage beasts, close to 30 rank 9 and rank 8 extraordinary blood savage beasts. In addition to the powerful wandering sea monsters, each wandering sea monster's strength was no less than rank 3 extraordinary, and there were even many rank 7, 8, and rank 9 extraordinary beasts. Disaster. This was a disaster that Holy Sea Town couldn't resist. Even the Riding Wind battle team of the Ocean Corps fled to Holy Sea Town under the order of Vice Commander Meng. At this moment, the Riding Wind battle team only had about 2,000 people. There are too many powerful demon beasts. We can't resist them. We can't resist them at all. The students and instructors of the 3 academies turned pale when they saw the Riding Wind battle team returning to Holy Sea Town. They walked over and shouted, "What should we do? What should we do? Have the reinforcements from East Sea City arrived yet? Attack! Don't stop attacking!" Vice Regiment Commander Meng, who had returned to the city wall, didn't reply immediately when he heard their anxious words. Instead, he shouted loudly. He looked at the people from the 3 academies and said with a gloomy face, "I haven't received any reply yet. I will ask for reinforcements." Chapter 1089, Abandoned the City and Left. Attack! Attack! There are millions of our own kind behind us. Behind us is our home. Our parents and children, attack! We must not let them rush in. Hoarse shouts rang out from the city walls at the East Gate. Below them, there was no one outside. Because they could not defend the city, it was suicidal for them to stay outside at this time. The size of the ferocious beast was completely beyond the expectations of everyone in Holy Sea Town, and it was also beyond the expectations of the Ocean Cultivator Corps. The bone scarabs that attacked the city at the beginning were very powerful, but they were all killed by the Ocean Cultivator Corps, the people from the 3 academies, and the mercenary corps that came to Holy Sea Town to carry out their mission. However, what they didn't expect was that the second wave of beasts arrived one after another. The wandering sea monsters had 6 legs, a long pointed head, and a long tail. There was a long sharp thorn at the end of the tail, and each of them was extremely powerful. When the wandering sea monsters appeared, everyone at the East Gate had solemn expressions on their faces. However, when they hadn't been fighting for long, terrifying blood-savage beasts suddenly appeared. More than 30 extremely powerful blood-savage beasts instantly defeated all the people guarding the East Gate. Even Vice Commander Meng immediately ordered all the soldiers to return to the city wall. Reporting to General, reporting to City Lord Lei, 5 half-step void interpretation level blood-savage beasts have appeared outside of Holy Sea Town, and close to 30 rank 8 or rank 9 extraordinary blood-savage beasts. With our strength, we can't withstand them at all. We need to send out void interpretation level experts. Please give U.S. instructions, General. On the city wall, Deputy Commander Meng kept on contacting with the communication stone plate. What are the chances of void interpretation level beasts appearing? Not long after, Deputy Commander Meng received a reply from City Lord Lei on the communication stone plate. It is impossible to predict whether there are void interpretation level blood savage beasts behind us. The blood savage beast race controls too many fierce beasts. According to Holy Sea Town's current defense, they can at most resist for another 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, Holy Sea Town's array formation will be broken. Deputy Commander Meng took a deep breath and quickly said, "Is the guy who killed Xiaowen still there?" At this time, Deputy Commander Meng suddenly received a reply from his superior, the general. Deputy Commander Meng was slightly silent when he saw this message. In the eyes of the experts, the lives of millions of people in a town were not even worth his son's life. They should have escaped. Deputy Commander Meng replied directly, "In addition, General, the blood-barbaric demon beasts attacked the city with a large number of ferocious beasts. The 4 city gates were all guarded by ferocious beasts. They wanted to kill everyone in Holy Sea Town and suck the blood of everyone to improve their strength. The weak would have a hard time escaping. If it was too late, the Wind Riding Squad might have been left here." A middle-aged man in the military camp of East Sea City was silent with a dark face. 3 corpses were lying in front of him. Blood had already covered the ground, making the room extremely bloody. The middle-aged man drank a glass of wine. "Did you run away? No matter where you run to, I will not let you go if you dare to kill my son." The middle-aged man's eyes were extremely indifferent. He looked at the communication stone plate in front of him and replied, "If any void interpretation demon beasts appear, abandon Holy Sea Town." Void interpretation demonic beasts are still unknown. Vice Commander Meng saw the general's message and immediately replied, "There's no time. Give up Holy Sea Town. You're back. There are 5 half-step void interpretation demonic beasts there. There might be void interpretation demonic beasts. The kingdom will let you give up." However, at this moment, City Lord Lei's message was transmitted over. Vice Regiment Commander Meng was slightly stunned when he saw it. Then, he slowly nodded his head. He looked forward. More than 30 terrifying blood-savage demon beasts stood in the void as if they were the rulers of the world. Behind them, there might be void interpretation level demon beasts. At this time, even if they sent void interpretation level demon beasts over, it would be too late. Holy Sea Town would also be destroyed. However, if an insightful emptiness realm expert came, there would be an insightful emptiness realm expert hiding among the demonic beasts. Instead, it would pose a certain threat to the insightful emptiness realm expert. One could not risk the lives of an insightful emptiness realm expert just because St. Sea Town was 100% destroyed. However, if an insightful emptiness realm expert came over, at least 1 million people would be saved. Vice Commander Meng sighed slightly. However, he could only sigh. Even if a void interpretation expert were to save 1 million people, where would these million refugees be placed? If they were all placed in Eastern Sea City, it would undoubtedly create a burden on Eastern Sea City and disrupt the peace and order of Eastern Sea City. Therefore, City Lord Lei and the kingdom's upper echelons tacitly acknowledged the deaths of this group of people. There were many cities in the transcendental continent that had been breached. They didn't pay too much attention to a single town. "Let's go, Wind Riding Squad, follow me. Return to East Sea City immediately." When Vice Commander Meng saw the message, he looked at the beast that was about to reach the bottom of the city wall and said in a deep voice, "Yes." The members of the Wind Riding Squad were stunned for a moment, then immediately nodded. "Let's go." Under the shocked gazes of everyone on the city wall, everyone from the Ocean Cultivator Corps flew directly in the direction of East Sea City. Abandon the city and flee. This. Vice Commander Meng. Vice Commander Meng, what are you trying to do? The 3 academies and everyone on the city wall widened their eyes and shouted in panic. However, the Ocean Cultivator Corps didn't reply. They sped toward East Sea City as fast as they could. Buzz. 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 At this moment, the instructors of the 3 academies all received a message from the academies. St. Sea Town Abandoned Guard, come back immediately. St. Sea Town Abandoned Guard, come back immediately. These 9 words caused the teachers of the 3 academies to be slightly shocked. Call all the academies, go back immediately, go back to East Sea City. The teachers quickly reacted and loudly said to all the academies. What? At this moment, everyone on the East Gate city wall who was shocked understood. The army of ocean cultivators had received the order to flee. They had abandoned the city and fled. The people from the three great academies also received the order to immediately flee to East Sea City. Everyone was stupefied. East Sea City was going to abandon them. The entire Star Moon Kingdom was going to abandon them. Facing the hundreds of thousands of ferocious beasts and the terrifying demonic beasts ahead, they would face the consequences of the destruction of the city and their lives. Let's go, let's go. The Ocean Court directly escaped. The three academies also escaped. It's over. Our Holy Sea Town is finished. It's over, it's over. Our Holy Sea Town is completely finished. I don't want to die. What should we do? What should we do? We should also escape. We should also escape. Quick, quick. Everyone panicked at the East Gate. The Ocean Corps and the three academies were the main forces guarding the East Gate. Now that they had escaped, it meant that Holy Sea Town had been abandoned. It meant that they were dead. Chapter 1090, was the unrivaled hero. What should we do? What should we do? The ferocious beasts have already arrived at the city gates. The kingdom has already given up on us. We are doomed. Our Holy Sea Town is about to be invaded by the ferocious beasts. Run, quickly run. For a moment, the people of Holy Sea Town at the East Gate were in a mess. All the ordinary people who were waiting on the streets to defend the city heard this news and their faces turned pale. They even staggered. How could this be? How could this be? Mom, can we still survive? I don't want to die, but we can't escape at all. We're too weak. Everyone at the East Gate was in despair. Some of the mercenary groups from East Sea City saw the Ocean Cultivator Corps and the people from the three academies escape, and their faces changed dramatically. They hurriedly followed behind and fled toward East Sea City. Roar! 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 At this moment, an excited roar sounded. The group of mercenaries who had just flown out of the city saw in horror that tens of thousands of wandering sea monsters were attacking them. These demonic beasts are going to kill us all. One of the mercenary group leaders had an extremely ugly expression on his face. He gritted his teeth and shouted, "Run! Run! Run, run!" Not only the mercenary group from East Sea City, but also some people from Holy Sea Town wanted to run away. However, most of them went back to their families in despair. Son, wife, wife. Father, come here. Father, let's go. I'll take you away. The entire east side of Holy Sea Town was in chaos. Some people could run away, but some people couldn't because this was their home and their family. If they ran away, what would happen to their family? Moreover, even if they ran out of the city, would they be able to escape? Where to? If they ran to East Sea City, with their strength, they would definitely die on the road. Everyone was in despair. Hundreds of thousands of people in the entire East region were screaming and screaming in fear. The cries of children, the sobs of women, and the helpless sighs of the old man seemed to indicate death. Death was coming. Buzz buzz. The trembling sound of the array formation was heard. According to the attack of the beasts below, the entire Holy Sea Town would fall in less than 10 minutes. In fact, if the group of blood-savage beasts were to attack, the protective formation of the entire Shanghai town might be broken in 1 to 2 minutes. At that time, 700,000 to 800,000 people would be like lambs waiting to be slaughtered in front of this group of ferocious beasts. Huh! At this moment, Wang Xian, who was fighting against 3 extraordinary level 9 blood-savage beasts at the North Gate, felt the vibration coming from Shanghai town. He was slightly stunned and a look of astonishment appeared on his face. This is bad. The army of ocean cultivators and the people from the 3 major academies have abandoned the city and escaped. The East Gate has been lost and is about to be breached. At this moment, a terrified voice of a middle-aged man came from the position of the city wall. Wang Xian's pupils constricted slightly. The army of ocean cultivators had actually abandoned the city and escaped. Why didn't the Star Moon Kingdom send any insightful Emptiness Realm experts over? Why did they abandon the Holy Sea Town and won? 7-1. 8 million people just like that. This caused him to be astonished. Do it. With a wave of Wang Xian's arm, the entire space turned into darkness. Awe! The strange demon made its move. 3 blood-red savage beasts' miserable cries could be heard. Wang Xian moved his body and flew directly towards the city wall. When he passed by, he saw Ao Jian 11 and the rest were still fighting. He casually killed the Blood Shadow Walker who was at Transcendent Level 8. There were only about 10,000 savage beasts at the city gate. He immediately charged over. Commander Wang, this is bad. The kingdom has given up on the Holy Sea Town. The Holy Sea Town is finished. At this moment, Jin Qianyuan flew over. His eyes were slightly red as he growled at Wang Xian. Run. Commander Wang, you should run. The Holy Sea Town can no longer be defended. At the East Gate, there are more than 30 blood savage beasts standing in the void like kings. Among them, there are 5 half-step void interpretation level existences. Jin Qianyuan continued with a face full of despair. What? Wang Xian's expression changed slightly. A solemn expression appeared on his face. There were 5 half-step void interpretation level demonic beasts. Abandon the city and run. They have already left? Wang Xian frowned and asked. Yes, the East Gate is no longer guarded. The formation can only hold for a few minutes. The Holy Sea can't hold anymore. Jin Qianyuan heaved a heavy sigh. Commander Wang, thank you so much. I want to. As he spoke, he shook his head and flew toward the city wall. Wang Xian hesitated for a moment before flying toward the city wall. Mayor! Mayor! When Wang Xian was standing on the city wall, he heard the voices of people shouting for Jin Qianyuan. The hundreds of thousands of people on the city wall and in the vicinity had already received the news from the East Gate. Compared to the chaos at the East Gate, there was no chaos because the place was already guarded. However, everyone's faces were extremely pale and their eyes were filled with despair. One by one, the city guards of Shanghai town shouted for Jin Qianyuan. Below, everyone looked at the mayor. Some of them had already cried out in despair. Jin Qianyuan stood on the city wall and looked at the hundreds of thousands of people below. When he saw their despair, his eyes turned slightly red. Mayor, can we defend our home? At this moment, a crisp voice came from below. A woman was holding a boy, and the little boy's bright eyes were looking at him. When the woman heard her child speak, she quickly covered his mouth. Father, if we leave, what will happen to them? Beside Jin Qianyuan, Jin Luyan tugged at her father's sleeve and looked down. Tears could not help but flow down her face. Mother was killed by a ferocious beast back then. It's fine if we don't leave. Maybe we can hold on. Jin Qianyuan's body trembled slightly when he heard his daughter's words. He raised his head, afraid that tears would flow down his face. Mayor, run as many people as you can. You are strong. Bring the young lady and run first. We don't blame you. We have no way of turning back this matter. An elder beside him sighed and looked down. There were more than 10 people there. They were all his family. With his transcendent rank 6 strength, he could run, but he couldn't. He flew over and hugged his grandson with a smile on his face. Who? Jin Qianyuan took a deep breath, and a determined look slowly appeared on his face. He opened his mouth and roared loudly, Fight! Fight, the North Gate has been guarded. Let's go guard the East Gate. As long as there is a glimmer of hope, I, Jin Qianyuan, will never give up. Even if I die in the battle in the Holy Sea Town, I will not abandon the city, and run away. He roared with all his strength, "If someone wants to leave, I don't blame you. If someone wants to fight, follow me to the east gate and defend the city." With that, he flew directly to the east gate. Looking at her father, Jin Luyan smiled with tears in her eyes and followed behind him. Fight. Kill. Even if we die, we have to kill a ferocious beast. Follow the mayor and protect our home. After 3 seconds of silence, the north gate was suddenly in an uproar. One by one, the middle-aged youths with bloodshot eyes shouted loudly and immediately caught up with the mayor. "Grandson, wait here for Grandpa. Grandpa will go and conquer a piece of pure land for you." The old man who flew down touched his grandson gently and flew over. "There are no cowards in our holy sea town. Fight, even if it means death. Our Wester rival town has been defeated. Let's end this once and for all." The people of Holy Sea Town flew over one by one. Even those who were at the first level of transcendence followed behind. Faced with a desperate situation, they chose to fight with their lives on the line, even if they already knew that death was right in front of them. Sigh. Wang Xian looked at Jin Qianyuan, who had lost his wrist. He could have escaped, but he chose to fight instead. Looking at the warriors of Shanghai Town who were fighting bloody battles for their families and children, Wang Xian was slightly touched. "I originally wanted to leave after earning a wave of ferocious beast corpses. Now, it seems like I have to fight with them. I hope there are no void interpretation experts. Otherwise, I will die and have to go to the Dragon Palace to wait for my resurrection." Wang Xian smiled and threw the storage spiritual bag to a golden swordfish. He then asked him to put the ferocious beast carcasses in it. After that, he flew towards the east gate. This was the first irrational choice he made when he came to the supernatural continent. However, he should not regret it. Chapter 1091 was one of the unrivaled heroes. Run. Run away from the west gate. We're finished. We're going to die soon. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Oh. Get out of the way. Don't crowd around. Get out of the way. My child. My child. When Jin Qianyuan and the others flew over from the east gate, they saw that the place was in chaos. The people who had gathered at the east gate were waiting for the result. At this moment of despair, some people wanted to escape, some hugged their heads and cried, and some wanted to find their loved ones. Chaos. Chaos. Some people were pushed to the ground, and some people's children and loved ones were pushed away by the crowd. Boom. Boom. Right at this moment, the sound of the city gate colliding was heard. The violent sound of the collision seemed to have hit everyone's heart. The array formation was trembling, and the entire Holy Sea Town was trembling. "Everyone, calm down." Jin Qianyuan's expression was extremely unsightly when he saw this situation, and he hurriedly shouted. However, when his voice rang out, it didn't cause the slightest ripple, and the area below was still in chaos. At this moment, many people had already sunk into fear. Bang! All of a sudden, there was a loud sound from the city gate, and a large hole was directly opened. In Holy Sea Town, one could see the densely packed ferocious beasts outside. "Ah, the city gate has been broken, the city gate has been broken. The ferocious beasts are coming in, they are coming in, hurry up and escape." The sudden opening of a large hole in the city gate once again caused all the people to shout out in fear, and one by one, they desperately wanted to escape into the distance. However, there were too many people, completely blocking everyone. Some people even jumped up and stepped on the heads of people as they fled into the distance. Not good, cracks have appeared in the array formation. Jin Qianyuan and the others looked at the broken city gate with fear on their faces and despair in their eyes. Wah. "Ah, my daughter, daughter." As the crowd fled, a woman holding a girl was pushed to the ground. The woman was knocked away and the little girl fell to the ground. The people behind her were still squeezing on the ground. The little girl felt her legs being stepped on and started crying. Boom. At this moment, a terrifying pressure suddenly enveloped everyone. Everyone's bodies stiffened and even their breathing became sluggish. Their figures instantly became smaller. Little sister, are you all right? Wang Xian floated in the air and looked at the cute girl with a ponytail who was lying on the ground. He waved his arm gently and held her hand as they floated in the air. What's the situation? The people of Shanghai town who were enveloped by the powerful pressure revealed a look of fear. Some of them raised their heads in shock. Everyone, don't panic. Shanghai town has not been destroyed yet. Hope has not been destroyed yet. Wang Xian, who was floating in the sky, shouted in a deep voice. His voice entered everyone's ears like thunder. Everyone was stunned. They raised their heads and looked at Wang Xian who was in the sky. Huh? The president of the Jin Gan Yuan and the Employment Association was slightly stunned. He looked at Wang Xian with a look of astonishment. It's not that the ferocious beasts and demonic beasts outside cannot be resisted. With me and Mayor Jin around, we didn't escape. We didn't give up. This battle is worth fighting. Escaping will only lead to death. There is still hope in this battle. Everyone, all the strong ones, follow me and continue to defend. Protect your homes and protect your loved ones. Wang Xian looked down at everyone and shouted in a deep voice. Bang bang. Crash. At this moment, the ferocious beasts outside the city seemed to have sensed resistance. There was an intense sound coming from the city gate. The city gate, which was more than 200 meters wide and dozens of meters tall, broke open, revealing the densely packed ferocious beasts outside. Their eyes revealed a bloodthirsty glow as they looked at everyone in Shanghai town. Everyone looked over hurriedly. At this moment, the people who had stabilized Wang Xian's heart started to panic again. If you don't want to die, don't want your home to be destroyed, and don't want your loved ones to die, then let's fight. Let's fight. This battle is worth fighting. Wang Xian saw the broken city gate and waved his arm. The fire dragon bead that had been nurtured all this while was covered with terrifying flames. The fire dragon bead was only at level 5 transcendence. It could not amplify his attack at all. However, Wang Xian did not want to amplify it. The fire dragon bead flew towards the city gate and instantly turned into a fire god dragon that was 20 to 30 meters in size. The fire dragon god rushed out from the city gate and attacked the ferocious beasts at the city gate. The powerful flames caused all the ferocious beasts at the city gate to die. The shocking attack shocked everyone in Shanghai town. Commander Wang is a powerhouse. He is not a member of Shanghai town, but he is fighting for us. Are we going to run away in a panic now? Running away will lead to unexpected death. Only by fighting can we survive. Even if we die, we must protect our homes and family. All the citizens of Holy See Town, follow me, Jin Qianyuan. Fight! Jin Qianyuan was grateful and excited when he saw Wang Xian making a move. He roared loudly. Fight! The president of the Mercenary Association and the rest who were beside Jin Qianyuan shouted loudly. Fight! Fight! Even the mayor didn't escape. We are a bunch of people who are about to die. Why should we run? Fight, even if it means death. Fight, even if it means death, we will die gloriously. The eyes of the young, middle-aged, and old men in Shanghai town gradually became firm as they shouted loudly. Everyone, return to the city wall immediately and fight. Wang Xian roared loudly. With a gentle wave of his arm, the girl flew directly to her mother's side. He looked outside the city gate and saw many ferocious beasts surging towards the city gate once again. Fight! Wang Xian smiled and transformed into a ray of light. Boom! He rushed over from the city gate, His entire body was emitting blazing flames. The phantom of the fire god dragon appeared around him and rotated around him, making him look extremely majestic. Wang Xian rushed out of the city gate and immediately saw the countless ferocious beasts around him. He also saw the group of ants that were about to die as they hovered in the air like kings. Wang Xian's gaze swept across the group of demonic beasts. His demonic eyes were filled with coldness. Today, I will show you what it means to rule the world. Wang Xian flew into the air. Dragon transformation. Roar. A majestic roar sounded in the sky above Shanghai town. A 35-meter-long fire dragon with flames burning all over its body appeared in front of everyone. This was the first time Wang Xian fought with the body of a divine dragon in front of everyone's eyes. Boom! The pressure of a divine dragon instantly filled the area in front of the east gate of Shanghai town. Below, all the wandering sirens below Transcendent Level 7 were lying on the ground, trembling. This was the suppression of the powerful divine dragon, the ruler of the ocean. Chapter 1092, He was the unrivaled hero. Roar. The roar of a dragon represented the arrival of Wang Xian on this supernatural continent. Below, more than 100,000 ferocious beasts were trembling. The dragon's might covered an area of 5 kilometers. Here, all the wandering sea monsters below level 7 of the supernatural realm were lying on the ground, not daring to move. At this moment, through the broken door, everyone in Shanghai town saw this scene and revealed a shocked expression. Everyone held their breaths. The noisy east door was now silent. Along with the silent ferocious beasts outside, the entire world seemed to have quieted down. Mom, is he the unrivaled hero? At this moment, the little girl who was saved by Wang Xian widened her eyes and asked in a tender voice as she looked at the majestic dragon god. Yes, he is an unrivaled hero. He is the unrivaled hero of our holy sea town. The little girl's mother's eyes were bloodshot as she looked outside with tears in her eyes. A person flew out and transformed into a powerful creature to suppress all the ferocious beasts. He was the savior of everyone in Holy Sea Town. He was their unrivaled hero. What? What kind of bloodline is this? How can it be so powerful that it can transform into the appearance of a demon beast? When a powerful bloodline is cultivated to the peak, it can indeed transform part of one's body into a demon beast. However, it is very rare to see someone who has completely transformed into a demon beast with a bloodline like this in the Transcendence continent. Could it be that Commander Wang is from the demon beast clan? No, the aura on his body is that of a human. Jin Qianyuan mumbled to himself. Sensing Wang Xian's terrifying aura, his body gradually became excited. All the soldiers of the Holy Sea Town, follow the king's command and fight together. Fight! Fight! A roar was heard. Seeing the powerful Wang Xian, the entire Holy Sea Town was filled with hope once again. Let's fight it out with them today. It's either life or death. Fuck, son, you stay here. If your father dies, don't be sad. Be a man and protect your mother and your sister in the future. Ha, so this unparalleled hero is Commander Wang. Let's fight. All the transcendents above level 1 in Shanghai town flew to the city wall. The battle continued. The flames of war had been ignited. This time, no one would escape unless they died. Roar! 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 Outside the city, sensing the terrifying pressure from Wang Xian, the eyes of the 33 blood-savage beasts at a few kilometers away slowly revealed a solemn expression. In the middle of the city, a demonic beast let out a roar. Its ferocious voice spread throughout the entire Shanghai town. Fight! However, the response this time was the roar of everyone on the walls of Shanghai town. Their arrogant expressions gradually turned cold. Roar! 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 A half-step void interpretation level demonic beast let out another roar. The wandering sea demons that were not within the range of Wang Xian's pressure headed straight for Wang Xian. The transcendent level 7 demonic beasts were also heading towards Wang Xian. In an instant, tens of thousands of roaming sea monsters charged at Wang Xian from behind. However, none of the roaming sea monsters that were within the range of Wang Xian's aura dared to attack him. They lay there trembling. When the 33 blood barbaric demon beasts saw this scene, a solemn expression appeared on their faces. Wang Xian, who was floating in the air, heaved a sigh of relief. Fortunately, the roaming sea monsters were aquatic creatures. They were of a lower level than him, so he could control them directly. Looking at the dozens of supernatural level 7 wandering sea demons and a few level 8 and level 9 ones that were attacking him, the flames on Wang Xian's body trembled. Roar! 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 The wandering sea demons that were within his area of control suddenly moved. They attacked the group of high-level wandering sea demons in a frenzy. The sudden attack and the attacks of 70,000 to 80,000 sea demons that were fearless of death caught the high-level sea demons that were charging over completely unprepared. They had never expected that their own kind, subordinates that were lower in level than them, would suddenly attack them. In an instant, dozens of high-level wandering sea monsters were covered by tens of thousands of sea monsters. Roar! 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 The dozens of sea monsters were caught unprepared by the sudden attack. In an instant, 7 to 8 of them were heavily injured and drowned in the group of fierce beasts. The other ferocious beasts hurriedly fled in fear. Seeing this scene, all the people of Holy Sea Town who were standing on the city wall were stunned. One person was able to suppress more than 100,000 ferocious beasts. Moreover, those high-level ferocious beasts wanted to attack, but they were actually attacked by those suppressed ferocious beasts. This was simply one person defending the entire East Gate. Commander Wang is helping us defend the city gate by himself? This is too terrifying. This is too cool. Is the creature Commander Wang transformed into a demon beast? Or is this a powerful divine ability of Commander Wang? Is Commander Wang the one who killed the son of the Ocean Cultivator Corps General? The Ocean Cultivator Corps still wants to kill him. That's right, it's this Commander Wang. Fuck him. The Ocean Cultivator Corps gave us up, and the kingdom gave us up. Instead, Commander Wang is fighting with us. What the fuck is this king? This time, I can survive. There's no shit Star Moon Kingdom, only Lord Wang. That's right, as long as we can survive, I'm willing to do anything for Lord Wang. Everyone on the city wall became excited. Their army had abandoned him, and their country had abandoned them. A person that their army wanted to kill was fighting alongside them, helping them protect their last hope. Everyone swore in their hearts that if they survived this time, they would be willing to do anything for them. This was because Lord Wang had saved their lives. Most importantly, he had saved the lives of their entire family and protected their home. This is what a real home is like. Back when Shilai Town was attacked, the mayor had run away, and all the important people had run away. Sigh. I hope we can defend it and build a better Holy Sea Town together in the future. The refugees who fled from Shilai Town to Holy Sea Town felt sorrowful when they saw this scene. There was hope in their eyes, as well as hope for the future. With the mayor who fought with them, and Lord Wang who fought against thousands of soldiers alone, they would feel at ease in the future. Roar! At this moment, the 33 demonic beasts behind them could no longer sit still when they saw this scene. They let out a roar and headed straight for Wang Xian's position. One of the demonic beasts stood in the void with a cold gaze. The other 32 demonic beasts charged straight at Wang Xian. A terrifying dark energy that made one's heart palpitate was emitted from their bodies. Their bodies turned into streaks of blood shadows. Wang Xian's pupils contracted slightly as a solemn expression appeared in his eyes. For half-step void interpretation experts, even he had to treat them seriously. Roar! He roared and spewed out a terrifying flame from his mouth. The battle had begun. Chapter 1093, Strange Demons Appeared. Boom! A violent collision sound rang out at the east gate of the Transcendence continent. The sound of an explosion reverberated throughout the entire sky. 32 blood-savage demonic beasts charged at Wang Xian. The powerful black fog collided with the flames. Charge! Wang Xian's body trembled. The tens of thousands of wandering sea demons that were under his control charged at the blood-savage demonic beasts without any fear of death. Beasts, you are courting death. When the 32 blood-barbaric demon beasts saw the ferocious beasts that were under their control attacking them, they revealed a furious expression. Their bodies shook as they attacked the wandering sea monsters with their blood demon claws. Among the 32 blood-barbaric demon beasts, the weakest one had the strength of a level 8 extraordinary. Under their combined attacks, the terrifying power tore apart the bodies of the wandering sea monsters in an instant. In an instant, fresh blood dyed the ground red. The blood on the ground had already started to thicken, and the ground was already covered with the corpses of the beasts. Hiss! What a terrifying blood-savage demonic beast! Can Lord Wang withstand it? Everyone looked shocked and they saw the 32 blood-savage demonic beasts killing tens of thousands of wandering sea monsters in an instant. It was too brutal and terrifying. We have to share some of the burden with Lord Wang. Otherwise, we will be finished once he is in danger. Jin Qianyuan, who was standing on the city wall, said in a deep voice. Roar! However, at this moment, the blood demon beasts who had been standing at the back and did not make a move suddenly roared. The 50,000 to 60,000 wandering sea demons who were not under Wang Xian's control suddenly circled around 5 kilometers away from Wang Xian and attacked the Holy Sea town. Be careful. The ferocious beasts are circling around us. Get ready for battle. Sir Wang Xian has already blocked most of the attacks for us. If we can't hold on any longer, we will be useless. The president of the hiring association roared loudly with battle intent in his eyes. Yes, fight. We must not lose. Everyone roared with battle intent. At this moment, everyone unleashed 200% of their strength. At this distance, coupled with the fact that the group of blood-savage demonic beasts are all of the darkness attribute, even the people on the city wall wouldn't be able to see them when the strange demon attacked. Wang Xian looked ahead. 32 blood-savage demonic beasts were slaughtering the wandering sea demons at a rapid speed. These group of ferocious beasts below level 7 could kill hundreds or even thousands of them with a single strike. Especially for the 4 half-step void interpretation existences, they were even more ferocious. Unless there were 8 or 9 half-step void interpretation humans or void interpretation masters, it would be extremely difficult to kill the 4 half-step void interpretation demonic beasts. Wang Xian hovered in the sky and did not make a move. He waited quietly. Since you dare to interfere in the affairs of our blood barbarian demonic beasts, I shall use your blood as a sacrifice today. Ha ha ha. One by one, the blood barbarian demonic beasts slaughtered the wandering sea demons under Wang Xian's control. They were closing in on him at a terrifying speed. Wang Xian smiled faintly. There was a hint of mockery in his eyes. Do it. His heart skipped a beat. He looked at the blood barbarian demonic beast that was pointing its sharp claws at him. A teasing look appeared on his face. Buzz! 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 At this moment, a light dot suddenly appeared beside the group of blood-savage beasts that were hunting the wandering beasts. The light dot contained a terrifying power that seemed to be able to pierce through space. The moment the strange beasts appeared, all the blood-savage beasts revealed terrified expressions. Blood flow. The few blood-savage beasts roared in unison as streams of blood flowed out from their bodies. Dot of light explosion. However, at this moment, the strange demonic beast's supernatural ability had arrived. Dot of light explosion was the strongest single target attack. Coupled with the piercing pupil, the strongest attack landed on the vital points of the blood barbarian demonic beast. Boom! The sound of an explosion was heard instantly. Ah! In an instant, a miserable scream was heard. You want to kill me? The face of the half-step void interpretation blood barbarian demonic beast, who was pointing at Wang Xian from afar, sank. The black fog and blood fog around its body caused the AO demonic beast to reveal itself. Its sharp head emitted a blood-red sharp thorn. The sharp thorn emitted a dark red glow and was extremely deep. Blood shadow penetration. It was not only this half-step void interpretation demonic beast that reacted. There were 7 to 8 other blood barbarian demonic beasts that reacted in time and immediately counterattacked the strange demon. Blood shadow penetration was a single target attack similar to the dot explosion. It possessed unparalleled penetration and attack power. The release of the blood shadow penetration divine ability caused the few strange demons to lose the opportunity to release the divine ability, dot explosion. However, none of the strange demons panicked. A hint of disdain flashed in Ao Yao's eyes. He thought that he had dodged their assassination, but the real killing intent had just begun. Light and dark void. Ao Yao's body trembled slightly as the blood shadow penetrated through Ao Yao's body. Light and dark dot explosion. Void. Light dot explosion. The other strange demons also released the same divine ability. Void, for a short moment, was immune to all attacks. This was a very heaven-defying divine ability. During the period of void, they were invincible. When the void passed, the moment the blood barbarian demon beast was shocked, killing intent came. No! The half-step void interpretation level blood barbarian demon beast showed fear on its face, and its eyes were filled with panic as it roared loudly. Boom! 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 Roar! 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 The sounds of explosions and screams were immediately recalled. Even if the blood barbarian demonic beast didn't die at the first instance, it was instantly followed by the strange demon and its last chance of survival was cut off. In just a short second, 21 blood barbarian demonic beasts died. Including one half-step void interpretation level existence. Roar! Wang Xian roared. The flames on his body rose and covered the entire area. He moved. Roar roar. Kill them. Kill them all. The leader of the blood barbaric demonic beasts who was standing at the back was stunned. Clearly, he did not expect that terrifying creatures would suddenly appear and directly assassinate their 21 clansmen. Out of the 21 clansmen, none of them escaped. At this moment, he could not hold it in any longer. He moved his body and charged towards Wang Xian. I'll leave the rest to you guys. Ao Yao, we'll take care of the other 4 half-step void interpretation demonic beasts. Wang Xian's 35-meter-tall body swept his tail towards one of the demonic beasts. The demonic beast still wanted to put up a desperate fight. Its body flew backward rapidly. Whoosh! Bang! At this moment, a half-step void interpretation demonic beast appeared on Wang Xian's body. The sharp claws in its hands pierced towards the dragon scale. However, the dragon scales, which were comparable to a half-step void interpretation defensive weapon, only left behind a few scars. You've ruined our plan. I, the blood barbarian, will definitely kill you. A cold and emotionless voice rang out. Instantly, thousands of figures materialized and attacked Wang Xian at the same time. Divine Dragon's Fire Tail. The light and dark fire dragon's eyes locked onto one of the bodies. Wang Xian's dragon tail was like lava. The flames were restrained and swept out directly. Chapter 1094, Void Interpretation. Boom! The fire tail of the divine dragon was a supernatural ability that Wang Xian had comprehended when he was at Transcendent Level 7. His attack required the help of the body of the divine dragon. With the terrifying fire attribute energy coupled with his powerful physical body, he was able to unleash his attack. When Wang Xian's attack landed on the blood shadow, the leader of the blood barbaric demon beast's expression changed slightly. His body moved and turned into a blood mist. The blood mist attached to the dragon's tail and produced a sizzling sound. Drops of fresh blood fell to the ground. The leader of the 3-meter-long blood barbarians flashed and stared at Wang Xian with a cold gaze. Leader, the group of demonic beasts hiding in the void is very terrifying. The other 3 half-step void interpretation blood barbarians appeared beside him and spoke with a terrified expression. 20 figures that were emitting light and a powerful creature that was emitting light and darkness had actually killed 21 of their comrades in an instant. Among them, 20 were at Transcendent Level 9 and 1 was at half-step void interpretation. This made their hearts palpitate. They were 100% certain of death. They can only unleash a terrifying killing intent in an instant. There's no need to be afraid. The eyes of the leader of the blood barbarians flickered as he scanned the surroundings of Wang Xian. After killing 21 terrifying creatures, they immediately vanished into the void and prepared for a second assassination attempt. Set up the blood barbarian space. The leader of the blood barbarians trembled as red and black energy was emitted from his body. His 2 sharp claws trembled slightly. Blood bugs were swimming around. The other 3 blood barbarians released the same attack. The red and black space immediately covered an area of 4 to 5 kilometers. The darkness attribute still wants to defend against Ao Yao's assassination. Wang Xian's eyes revealed a hint of mockery. His body moved and his swaying body attacked them directly. Whoosh! 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 In the space, streams of blood bugs charged towards Wang Xian's body. However, this attack did not leave any traces. Roar! The dragon soared and roared. Wang Xian's entire body was covered in flames. His dragon tail swept across and immediately dispersed the red and black areas in the area. 4 half-step void interpretation demonic beasts appeared in 4 directions and attacked him in an instant. Boom! Wang Xian's body trembled as he used his dragon tail and dragon claws to meet them. Buzz! In the air, Ao Yao appeared beside a blood barbarian demonic beast. That blood barbarian demonic beast hurriedly dodged. After witnessing Ao Yao killing a companion of the same level in an instant, this blood barbarian demonic beast would not give Ao Yao any chance. Wang Xian was no match for 4 half-step void interpretation demonic beasts alone. Even if he were to face 3 of them, he would be in great danger. Fortunately, he had Ao Yao by his side to restrain them. He could definitely restrain 2 of them. Ah! At this moment, the screams of the blood barbaric demonic beasts could be heard from the surroundings. There were a total of 33 blood barbaric demonic beasts. After 21 of them were killed by the strange demon, there were only 12 of them. 4 half-step void interpretation demonic beasts were fighting against Wang Xian. There were another 8 of them. Those 8 demonic beasts were completely slaughtered by the 20 strange demonic beasts. In less than a minute, the 8 blood barbarian demonic beasts were dead. This infuriated the leader of the blood barbarian demonic beasts. His attacks were also getting more and more explosive. I heard the blood barbarian demonic beasts screaming from afar. Commander Wang is killing them. We can't hold them back. Kill them. Kill, kill. With Sir Wang around, we have a great chance of defending our home. At the city wall, everyone was shouting excitedly. In the distance, Commander Wang was slaughtering the blood demon beasts. At the bottom of the city wall, they were also slaughtering the wandering sea demons. There were only tens of thousands of wandering sea demons. With the number of these beasts, Holy Sea Town could easily deal with them. In fact, it was even very easy. Victory was right in front of their eyes. Everyone was extremely excited. The battle continued. 20 strange beasts joined the battle between Wang Xian and the rest. Although they only had the combat strength of an extraordinary level 9, with 20 of them, they could still threaten a half-step void interpretation level blood barbarian beast. This caused their battle to be in a stalemate. It was difficult for Wang Xian to kill them, and it was also difficult for them to kill Wang Xian. However, he was not in a hurry. When Ao Yao Yao and his supernatural powers could be unleashed again, he would have a great chance to kill one of them. Moreover, the sustained combat strength of the divine dragon was far superior to these blood barbarian demonic beasts. As long as he was exhausted, he would definitely not lose. Roar! 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 After fighting for more than 10 minutes, Wang Xian's body was left with scars that were 1 to 2 meters long. These scars were not fatal. There were also scars on the bodies of the 4 half-step void interpretation blood barbarian demonic beasts. The entire battle was extremely intense. Damn you guys. I was hunting humans to advance to the void interpretation stage, but I was stopped by you bunch of damn creatures. Your crimes are unforgivable. I want to kill all of you. I want to avenge my dead subordinates. All of a sudden, the leader of the blood barbaric demon beast moved and distanced himself from Wang Xian by 2,000 meters. It stared at Wang Xian with a ferocious gaze and growled in a low voice. You want to kill millions of humans. The ones who deserve to die are all of you. Wang Xian stared at the leader of the blood barbaric demon beast with his ice-cold dragon eyes. A mouthful of dragon flames shot toward another blood barbaric demon beast in front of him. Devour. The eyes of the leader of the blood barbaric demon beasts slowly turned blood red. His eyes were filled with madness and violence as he roared loudly. King, no, don't, we. When he finished his sentence, the other 3 blood barbaric demon beasts suddenly revealed a look of horror. Come here and give up your lives. We will avenge you. I will slaughter everyone here. I will slaughter all of them. The leader of the blood savage beast roared. He raised his head and his entire chest started to move. Hiss. A tearing sound was heard. His chest suddenly split open, revealing a cavity full of blood. The blood on his chest started to move and slowly turned into a mouth. I will sacrifice myself for the king. A blood savage beast's eyes revealed despair. His body trembled as he flew over and entered the blood-red mouth on his chest. Ah! Sacrifice for the king. Sacrifice for the king. The other 2 blood barbarian demonic beasts also flew over while trembling as they roared loudly. I swear on my blood that I will slaughter everyone here, especially you. The leader of the blood barbarian demonic beasts stared at Wang Xian abruptly. He he he. A horrifying voice came out of its mouth. Wang Xian's expression changed slightly. Gold crack void. Without the slightest hesitation, he directly released the metal attribute divine ability, Gold Crack Void. Buzz. At this moment, the red and black energy that pervaded the surroundings slowly shrank into the body of the leader of the blood barbaric demon beasts. The powerful attack of Gold Crack Void was directly blocked by the red and black energy. The 3 blood barbaric demon beasts were swallowed by the ferocious mouth on its chest, and the red-black energy slowly entered its body. Its aura, its blood, its violence, and its darkness increased at an astonishing speed. It was about to break through. A demon beast at the profound void tier. Chapter 1095, Final Choice. Terrifying energy condensed in front of Holy Sea Town. Within a radius of 5 kilometers, the black-red energy and the palm-sized blood bug-like energy slowly converged into the body of the leader of the blood barbaric demon beasts. The aura rose, and the energy rose. Within a radius of 100 kilometers, it was as dazzling as a blazing meteorite. Only an existence at the insightful void tier was able to release such power. He wants to break through. Attack. We can't let him break through. Wang Xian's expression changed drastically when he saw the leader of the blood barbarian demonic beast whose aura was constantly increasing. He hurriedly shouted. Roar! He let out an angry roar and flew over directly. The terrifying dragon tail flew towards the blood barbarian demonic beast with a piercing sound. Boom! The immense force landed beside the leader of the blood barbarian demonic beast, but it was blocked by the dark red energy. Whoosh! 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 The group of strange demonic beasts flickered with white light spots. However, when they were 10 meters away from the blood barbarian demonic beast, they were blocked outside. They were completely unable to break through the defense outside. None of you can escape. All of you must die. All of you must die. He he he. The blood barbarian demonic beast stared at Wang Xian and the rest and let out a horrified voice, I will devour all of your blood and avenge my men. Oh no. Wang Xian had a serious look on his face as his facial expression changed drastically. He had attacked more than 10 times consecutively, but the defense in front of the blood barbarian demonic beast did not budge at all. It could not be broken at all. We are in big trouble. Beads of cold sweat trickled down Wang Xian's face. He hesitated for a moment before flying directly towards the city wall. In front of the city gate, after the golden swordfish and the rest helped to kill the wandering sea demons, tens of thousands of sea demons were almost wiped out. However, the people of Shanghai town weren't excited at all. They could also sense the terrifying scene in front of them. The bloody and brutal aura had already reached them, making it difficult for them to breathe. What's going on? Why is that bloody demonic beast emitting such a terrifying aura? What happened? Could it be an accident? Everyone looked at the distant city wall and asked in astonishment. Jin Qianyuan also looked up. His pupils contracted slightly as he had a bad feeling. Wang Xian returned to his human form and flew to the city wall in a hurry. Sir Wang. Commander Wang, what happened? That demonic beast, why is it so terrifying? On the city wall, everyone saw him flying over and shouted loudly. When they saw Wang Xian's embarrassed expression, they were shocked and asked fearfully. Boom! At this moment, a muffled sound came from the front. Oh my God, what is this? That demonic beast is about to break through. Everyone looked over immediately and suddenly realized that the sky in front of them had turned dark. The sky was not filled with dark clouds. Instead, it was covered by a terrifying dark energy. Half of the sky was emitting a terrifying energy. This dark energy was like a black cloud that was pressing down on the city. It was as if it wanted to completely destroy the town of Shanghai. That demonic beast is about to break through. It is about to break through the void interpretation. An old man could not help but exclaim in surprise. His voice caused everyone to be dumbstruck. Their faces were filled with astonishment. Everyone on the city wall had their eyes focused on Wang Xian. They wanted an answer. Their eyes were filled with desire. Just now, they had already experienced despair. It was Wang Xian who single-handedly defended against a group of terrifying demonic beasts. Seeing that they were about to win and survive, a demonic beast was about to make a breakthrough. Once it made a breakthrough, it would become an insightful void-level existence. An existence at the insightful void level was something that even Donghai City had to deal with all their might. How could they, Shanghai town, fight against it? Even if Lord Wang was here, they couldn't see any hope. It is going to break through. Jin Qianyuan's voice was trembling. He stared into the distance, his eyes full of despair. What? A half-step profound void-tier demon beast is going to break through. Is the heaven going to destroy our holy sea town? No, under Lord Wang's leadership, we are about to succeed in defending the city. Damn the heavens, we are not resigned. The heavens want us to die, he, He he he. When everyone around heard the mayor's words, their faces revealed helplessness and anger. Hope was right in front of them, but the heavens wanted them to die. How could they deal with a profound void-tier demonic beast? Boom boom boom. He he he, humans in front, all of you will die in a moment. At this moment, the energy in the distant sky was even more terrifying. The dark energy that blocked half of the sky was poured directly into the head of the leader of the blood barbaric demonic beasts. This time, the blood barbaric demonic beasts attacked the city for a large amount of fresh blood. They controlled the beasts to attack the city so that they could absorb the blood of the dead beasts. The fresh blood of humans could also be absorbed so that it could break through to the half-step void interpretation realm. However, the appearance of Wang Xian had completely disrupted their plans. What a terrifying power! Everyone looked over in horror and despair. The entire Shanghai town fell silent once again. This time, there was no panic or exclamations. There was only helplessness. If the heavens wanted to destroy them, what could they do? Mayor Jean, get everyone to give me all the elixirs in their hands. There might be one last way. Wang Xian said to Jin Qianyuan with a sullen face. What? Commander Wang, you have another way. Jin Qianyuan was slightly taken aback. He quickly asked Wang Xian. The few people standing at the side also looked at him hopefully. If we have enough pills, we can avoid this crisis. Wang Xian said directly. He looked at the blood barbarian demonic beast that was breaking through and said, we have to be quick. It's about to break through. All right. Jin Qianyuan and the rest nodded their heads immediately. Their bodies moved and they levitated into the sky. They immediately shouted loudly, everyone, take out all the pills in your hands. Commander Wang has a way to help everyone through this crisis. Hurry up. A way. We still have a way. Commander Wang said that if he has a way, he definitely has a way. I believe in Commander Wang. These are all my medicinal pills. In any case, nothing will belong to me after I die. Everyone, quickly take out the medicinal pills. I believe in Commander Wang. We will naturally obey Commander Wang's words. Take out all of them. Everyone was slightly stunned. A faint light appeared in their eyes. They did not ask any further and immediately took out all of the medicinal pills. They believed that if anyone could save them at this moment, only Commander Wang would be able to do so. They believed unconditionally. I wonder if it's enough. Wang Xian looked at the items in the treasure vault in his mind and frowned slightly. However, at this moment, there was only this last method. You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.